Heyo, and we are live. And I am joined here tonight by the awesome soulless trenchcoat, the fantastic anthropomatic fiend, the always relaxed and chill Mark's Monsters, the always gorgeous Ethel Cross, and the always devious and deviant Deacon Munster. And tonight we are talking about what we think is the best live action interpretations of female comic book characters. And no, this is not going to be a fucking thirst stream either. We are going to be talking about genuinely good performances as well. But we might sneak in, hey, they're bootylicious while they're being fantastic at the job. But the fact remains, it is pretty cool. Still a way to go, but it is pretty cool that kind of Hollywood has come along in leaps and bounds, and female kind of comic book characters are getting their dues. I think it's a while since we've gotten like a decent kind of comic book representation. But I think the best one we did get, I do genuinely think the best one we did get, and I'm going to let Ethel take this one. The first proper kind of hero we got was, of course, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Ethel, what's your thoughts? Do you think that Linda Carter kind of blazed a trail for a lot of actresses and kind of live action interpretations of superheroes, female superheroes?
I do. I think not only was it a pretty faithful, actually. I mean, aside from the minus the bondage stuff, pretty faithful to the comic book that she came from. You know, they came out with the red, white, and blue. You know, the stars and stripes. She was always clad in that. The comic books, they carried it right on through. They started out the series in the middle of the World War II, just like in the comic book. And you know, they didn't over sexualize her, but they didn't downplay it so much that, you know, she's not a woman, she's just there. So and they kept it awesome, which, you know, gives girls something to look up to.
It was it was a fun show. It was a fun show, and it kind of, there was a great dynamic between Linda Carter and I forget the actor. Maybe one of you guys might be. Who was the guy? Was it Steve Trevor or was it another dude? Ethel, you know.
You had Lyle Wagner playing Steve Trevor opposite Linda Carter.
There was a kind of off again, on again kind of relationship, but they never made it the foil or never distracted from the main kind of story. Like I haven't included the 60s Batman because I definitely think, and I'll get to that when we get to Catwoman, but I definitely think that was a bit more exploitative of the actresses. I don't know. Would you agree, Ethel? Do you think it was a bit more? They weren't really. They were there as eye candy rather than kind of. Or would you disagree with that?
I don't think I would 100% agree with that. Because many times, of course, that was the formula. Let's be honest. It was the formula that they get the better of Batman, whatever the villain is, and you know, then they'd have a resolution in the second episode. Because they're always two-parters. For anybody who hasn't seen the '60s Batman, first off, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. But
that's the thing about that formula too. They always leave you on this crazy cliffhanger, and they're like, "Will Batman escape?" And there's a second part, so you know he's going to.
Yeah. It's funny. They didn't expect to be doing them back to back like they ended up doing, but they ended up doing them back to back. So it always led into the next episode, and you always had a resolution that night, pretty much.
Yep. Them rhyming the titles of the two different episodes was always fun, trying to see what rhyme they would come up with for the second part.
Ooh, we have someone in the chat. Full moon.
Hello, Full Moon.
As in fool.
Full Moon
okay.
is 1973. He is a wicked channel, and he's a super nice guy. If you get a chance, definitely check out his channel. Fun, great down to earth guy.
Also,
He
Blood
also
Red
has
Skies in the chat
a.
appears.
Yeah, Blood Red Sky said.
Hello, Blood Red Sky.
What's up?
He said,
Howdy. But to circle back to the original question, because I sort of got us off track because I got all excited about Batman 60s. But no, in that show you did have a little bit of eye candy going on, but I think that was mostly due to the criticism of Batman and Robin's relationship, because it was the 60s. And they got a little concerned. They didn't want, parent groups writing into the station and saying, "What are they, gay?" So that's why we got Catwoman, and that's why we
so much of an age difference, though. That would be all kinds.
Yeah, but that doesn't help either.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that he's also an adopted son.
Right. I guess the people complaining probably thought it was all kinds of wrong anyway. So
let's count the crimes.
He's made him his ward. His ward.
We've got an elderly person going after a young person. Okay, that's a crime. We've got a person who is going after their adopted child. That's a crime. And we've got a father who is putting their adopted child in danger nightly.
Oh, child endangerment.
Yeah. Oh my God, Batman's so fucked.
Oh, remember when Robin Rat?
And it comes right back.
Go on, Ethel. Go on.
I was just saying, it's totally innocent, and if you read the comic books from the day, Robin is from the comic books because they put a younger character in there to identify with the younger readers of Batman, because I don't know if everybody remembers the very early origins of Batman, but he had a gun. He was more of like a detective.
He set people on fire. He threw people out of windows and
he killed people. Buildings. Everybody's like, Batman doesn't kill, but he did.
Yeah.
I like how you even say Tim Burton Batman doesn't kill, but Tim Burton Batman sets people on fire. Like Tim Burton Batman kills people too.
It kind of sounds bad, but a more accurate portrayal of the ancient original Batman is actually the comedian from
Watchmen.
Oh,
Watchmen, yeah. I agree with that. He was just a loose cannon, and it's weird because he's kind of like a mix of Batman and the Joker, because he doesn't take life seriously, but he's also got the aspects of Batman as well. So I see that.
Which character is this?
The comedian from Watchmen. I recommend watching
He's a bad guy in
the extended director's cut.
All right.
Yeah.
But
really
it's hard to avoid rumor and speculation and scandal when you keep a boy in a cave. Let's face it. So
in fairness, it's some Armin Maiwes fucking shite there.
It does count.
But about the series, I was like, Robin, you didn't put on your safety belt. You didn't put on your safety belt. You're telling this kid to buckle up when you were going to drive to the scene of a crime that is potentially dangerous, and you're worried about this kid not putting on his fucking seatbelt? Fuck off!
Even Batman has his limits. But
it does.
Crime fighting is one thing, but not wearing your seatbelt is where he draws the line.
But it's kind of sad way Trash did it. Because Trash said he keeps Robin in stockings in the basement.
Well, he fed Robin rats at one point. He was forcing Robin to eat rats in the newer comics.
My God.
Hey, what?
Chill.
Also, High Night Watch.
Yeah, no. In one of the comics, he was forcing Robin to eat rats, and I think it was Damian.
Oh,
he was
survival training. his survival training.
Was that the Lazarus? Was that after he came out of the Lazarus pit, Trenchy?
I think so. It's the one that the Dark Knight Returns, the cartoon movies. It's from the comics. Those are based on.
Yeah, that
I'm pretty sure.
was he had come out of fucking the Lazarus pit, and he wasn't exactly right in the fucking head, like
Yeah, he tried to
Oh,
murder Superman. Like he tried to take him out.
in the head is a bit like saying, "I'm sometimes a little bit dark."
Oh yeah, sure. He was already a fucking killer. He was already a killer, and then the Lazarus pit just totally fucking. Oh wait, no, hold on. Am I thinking of fucking? I'm thinking of Jason Todd.
Oh yeah, Jason Todd, man. Yeah, Jason Todd was the one that did the Lazarus pit.
And I would like to point out at this point, just for the humor of it, we have already been so sidetracked that we're not even on this original topic anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, no. I'm going to go back. Right, hang on. Okay. Right, we're going to go back. Right, Ethel. I'm starting with Ethel, and I'm going to go around, and I'm going to break it down because I know everyone's answer and stuff like that. But we're going to have a rundown on who we think were the best Catwomen, but we're going to break it down into different fucking kind of categories and stuff. So I'm just going to load up a picture here, and we'll start then. I am not going to be including Halle Berry's Catwoman unless you want me to include Halle Berry's Catwoman. Maybe there is an interest in.
Oh no, it's not that. Junebug has just jumped into the chat and said, "I farted."
Good for you, Junebug.
Thank you for that very insightful piece of information.
That really helps the debate.
See, I thought I heard a noise coming from the Batcave.
Junebug has strong opinions on Halle Berry's Catwoman. That I guess that's what we come down.
That's what. Okay, so we have Julie Newmar coming up. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so share screen. I'm going. Okay, so between these two ladies, Ethel, who are you going to pick? Are you going to pick Eartha Kitt, or are you going to go with Julie Newmar, and why?
All right, see, for me, that's a real tough one because I love both these Catwomen, but I'm probably just very narrowly going to pick Julie Newmar. While Eartha Kitt did bring more personality as far as with the purring connotations every time she'd say something perfect, and she'd really add that extra oomph to everything. I'm gonna go with Julie Newmar just because she was my first exposure to Catwoman, and she had better chemistry with Batman. But I guess you could argue for reasons of the day, they were more keen to pair her up with Batman versus Eartha Kitt's Catwoman up with Batman, which is kind of a shame. But
they weren't gonna try the whole Uhura Kirk kind of thing. Which he sneakily done. They weren't actually supposed to kiss in that episode, if I'm not mistaken. But you're gonna go with Julie Newmar. So Mark, who are you going with? Are you going to go with Eartha Kitt or Julie Newmar? And if so, why?
Normally I would be inclined to agree with Ethel on Newmar. That was what I first saw as Catwoman. But on Eartha Kitt all the way, she just owned that role from the time that she put on that suit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'll get into it. Sorry for cutting across you. Go on, Mark.
No, it's just the way she, like Ethel said, the way she added the she wrote her R's at the and put them on everything she said. Just is that woman.
Yeah, I I agree with you. I think like it never like fucking Julie Newmar felt like she always had the lady horn for Batman, whereas Eartha Kitt was like, yeah, I'd fuck him, but it's not my main prerogative. I'll do what I want. She didn't feel like she was enthralled, whereas Newmar just she seemed that she wanted to fucking bang Batman more than she wanted to fucking foil him, like, you know.
First, my all-time favorite Catwoman will be Catwoman from the animated series.
Adrienne Barbeau. Adrienne Barbeau.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're gonna go with Kit, and yeah, I'm probably gonna agree with you. And I've explained it kind of. Just she didn't feel like that she was kind of swooning over Batman, whereas I think oh fuck, I'm after forgetting her name now. Merriweather. Let me out here. Lee Merriweather. Sorry, Ethel.
You're talking about the Batman movie Catwoman, Lee Merriweather, right?
Oh shit, sorry. Oh fuck. Who?
Right now we're talking Newmar versus Eartha Kitt.
Newmar, sorry. Yeah. I'm fucking totally. I got sidetracked. Yeah, Julie Newmar. I just always felt that she was trying to fucking kind of seduce Batman, whereas Eartha Kitt never felt like that. Deacon, what about you? Eartha Kitt or Julie Newmar?
It's a tough choice, but I have to go with Eartha Kitt. It's just she sold it. She did sell the character. And yeah, it's also the way that she acted the same way with Batman, as you described, but you could also tell that she would use her wiles on some of the other male characters, but she wouldn't be that interested in them. You knew it was just manipulation. Whereas with Batman, you knew it was, you know what, if you were to say come back to the Batcave, I'd knock your wings. But it wouldn't be a constant thing.
But I again, as you guys said, Eartha Kitt, she just oozed sex appeal, but she also oozed authority. Whereas Merriweather, like, kind of played the kind of, oh, look at me, the kind of doleful damsel in distress, or oh, I don't mean to be bad. Eartha Kitt was like, I'm fucking bad. You can deal with us. You can take me or leave me. That's what I always felt. Antro.
It's a toss-up for me. I feel like I remember the Julie Newmar episodes more than the Eartha Kitt ones, but again, I like them almost as different characters. Like you said, Julie Newmar, again, kind of just sounding like a broken record saying what you've been saying, seemed more interested in Batman, and Eartha Kitt was kind of just doing her own thing. I feel like I kind of have a personal bias towards Julie Newmar just because I remember those episodes more, but I like what Eartha Kitt did with the character maybe a little bit more. So that's kind of a non-answer.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, like I think you might be on the same kind of level as myself and Mark, and to an extent, Deacon, with like Kit's character didn't really go out of her way to try and fucking seduce Batman, or like if she got a chance, she'd shag him, and as Deacon said, she'd shag whoever she wanted, but she never felt like she was like, oh, Batman, I need to get my hands on that bat rod, you know. It's just she had her own kind of mind.
It wasn't like
agenda,
it wasn't like she wanted to be hung upside down.
Sorry, Deacon.
It was like she didn't mind being hung upside down by Batman just for an evening.
Yeah. So, Trenchy, who are you gonna pick?
You probably already noticed that Eartha Kitt, man. And it's kind of the same example. I don't remember Julie Newmar as much as Eartha Kitt. She had the presence. Even the way she talked was almost like cat-like. Everything about her was cat-like. The way she moved, the way she talked, she like owned that character, and she was badass, man. She owned every time she was on screen.
Just guy. Ben Grimm says Julie Newmar, and Full Moon. Who would you pick? And Night. Who would you pick? Night watches in the chat. And anyone else in the chat, who would you pick between Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt? Yeah, no, I get. So, is it kind of the consensus now that we're all in agreement that it seems like Julie Newmar is like a favorite, but Eartha Kitt wins it by kind of would I say sex appeal?
Or just kind of ownership of the character and like
Yeah.
Was they both played it off very different, you know, because you had Eartha Kitt, who was much more arch and much more villainous, where you, like we said, Julie Newmar, much more of a seductress, much more of a like a conniving kind of character. And it's weird because you have the same character, but they're played so different.
I'll put it this way. I remember the episodes that Julie Newmar was a part of more, but I remember the personality of Eartha Kitt's character way more than that of Julie Newmar's.
Right.
Full Moon says Eartha Kitt. I'm going with Eartha Kitt. I like my Catwoman dirty, flirty, and sexy. So, okay, let's move on to this Catwoman, and I think she usually always wins the sweepstakes. I'm going to start off with the biggest Burton fan in the chat. Antro, why do you think she is so popular? Why do you think Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman is so popular?
I think it's because she kind of takes the character, and obviously the kind of sex appeal, femme fatale aspect of the character has always been there, and she runs with that aspect. But she's not just a cat burglar anymore. She's kind of become this spirit of vengeance almost, because Max Schreck has pushed her out of a window, and
yeah, I think she's cool, but I never had her as my favorite because she is a big departure from what Catwoman was, and I do get why. Michelle Pfeiffer's performance is amazing. That suit, Christ Almighty, that suit I think is another big part why she gets to the top spots. I think she's more kind of single white female version of Catwoman. As you said, she is a woman scorned, not really a kind of a grifter or a kind of a cat burglar per se. Mark, what's your thoughts on Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman? And what do you think works and what do you think doesn't work, or do you think the whole thing works?
What I like. Here's what works. She like Anthony said, she's not just cat burglar anymore. She's the old woman. You know, Michelle Pfeiffer has been a tad craziness to cat. You know, a little bit of unstableness. Michelle Pfeiffer takes
a lot of unstableness
of, and Michelle Pfeiffer's unstableness of Catwoman from here all the way to like off the scale. That's what works for me. What doesn't work for me is her being the best Catwoman. I'm a huge Michelle Pfeiffer fan. I just don't see her as the quintessential Catwoman. That to me is Eartha Kitt. That's just my opinion.
If I can speak again.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't think she's quintessentially like this is what the character of Catwoman is and has always been. I like her kind of because she's a departure from that. I don't think she's like the definitive Catwoman, but she's my favorite version of the character, probably because she steps away from.
She's a departure. She's not a retread.
Yeah, I like her because she's a departure. The same with Danny DeVito's Penguin in that movie. It's a very different version of the character, but I like him because of how animalistic and nasty he is.
Well, the thing is, both those characters, awesome characters, but they were also the fucking Achilles heel for Warner Brothers. Like, okay, let's sell some Happy Meals. We've got a toxic waste vomiting penguin and a disgruntled woman in BDSM. How are we going to fucking sell toys to kids?
Yeah, I remember Tim Burton talking about the toxic McDonald's, and he was like, "You think I'm trying to make this movie to sell Happy Meals?" But at the same time, like, if I was a kid, I would totally buy a black bile vomiting penguin toy. I would love that.
Oh yeah.
But Ethel, your thoughts on Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman?
I would say, like, with the exception of the Penguin in that movie, she is probably the most Burton of the characters in Tim Burton's two films. You know, and she really took the crazy and ramped it up, along with the sexuality. Obviously, I mean, you're not going to have someone in skin tight vinyl throughout the entire movie and not have the sexuality like completely out the roof. And I also like to say she also has the distinction of bringing the whip into the series, you know, in the franchise.
Oh, she was the one. She was the one. I thought the early fucking Bill Finger and Bob Kane. Those incarnations never had a whip.
I'm talking about as far as film and television go.
Okay.
Because like Kid, Newmar, Lee Merriweather, they never had a whip. You know, but Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, she had a whip, and that's of course that symbolizes her tail, which I always thought.
Yeah, she used to tie it around her waist like a belt, and it would be hanging down.
Yep, and I think Michelle Pfeiffer actually used the whip in the film. There's like a single shot where she whips the heads off of all of these mannequins and then proceeds to use the whip as a jumping rope. And she did all of that herself, and it's one shot, and I can't get over that.
Yeah, that was behind the scenes.
If I'm not mistaken, they had legendary Hollywood whip man Lash LaRue come in to show her how to use the whip, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And she kicked ass at it, like, you know. Deacon, your thoughts?
Basically, you guys have covered most of it. Just to basically reiterate and just put my own spin on it. She looks the part. The costume is awesome. She is really, really crazy in this, and it helps the movie. But it is a complete departure from the comic. I think the only thing that would have made it sell a bit more as if she was Catwoman is if she stole a few things, actually went out and started collecting shiny things and stuff like that she liked.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't think that's what this Catwoman is. It's less about the cat burglar thing and more about the 9 lives and just the ferocious feral cat.
Oh, I can agree with that, but she starts drinking milk out of a saucer. She starts licking herself, which means as a cat, she should be dragging some things home.
Don't forget about Penguin's bird, Deacon.
Yeah, she was going to eat that.
Yeah.
Which what a great scene that is. She opens her mouth, bird flies right out. Obviously not CGI, so you know.
Yeah. I also really like her kind of dynamic with Batman slash Bruce Wayne in that, especially the masquerade scene where they're the only two characters they're not wearing masks.
Yeah.
Their personas are their masks. Their personas are their masks. That is a great scene where it's like, and they realize they're it's kind of adorable as well. They realize who they are, and they're like, does this mean we have to start fighting now? And it's just, it's so tragic as well, because they could have like saved each other. That's kind of what that's the kind of thing I always kind of attributed to that. But
Yeah,
I don't like the fact. Go on.
I was just gonna say I love her line during the finale of the film where she's just like, "I would love to live with you, Bruce, in your castle and have everything be like a fairy tale. I just couldn't live with myself."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tragic. Like, I am currently trying to find. I don't know why, but fuck it. Your thoughts, Trenchy, on Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman.
That's my favorite Catwoman. I'm not gonna lie, I love that Catwoman. She's not a best representation of the character. I agree with Mark. That's probably the '90s cartoon one, but I love every scene with her. I remember she's the most memorable Catwoman to me. The fucking where she's destroying the shit in the house and making the suit. Her fight with Batman when she kidnaps the chick and she's like, "We're gonna have some girl talk." The taser kiss. That's one of my favorite scenes.
I love the taser kiss.
It's the taser kiss, and it's just, I think she's the most memorable to me because she stands out amongst the crowd, and I love that. She had such a presence, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. Then there's also that scene where she arrives back at the office after Max Schreck pushed her out a window right in the middle of the meeting with Bruce, and both of them are just like stunned.
I agree. Christopher Walken, Selena. That's my name, Max. Don't wear it out. She
actually calls him Max.
The persona has completely dropped and changed.
What a great scene that is. Sorry, Trash. I just wanted to add that what a great scene that is. Because they both play it off really well. Walken as Shrek, he's in complete and utter shock. Like, he thinks she's dead, and he's like, "Is she gonna spill the beans? Is she gonna tell Wayne? Is she gonna flip out?" And she's just in complete control, complete opposite of her character before she got pushed out the window. I love that scene. It's a great scene.
Yeah, can I add one thing? It's interesting because you can kind of compare this Catwoman to the Crow. She is murdered, and she is given powers by an animal to come back and seek vengeance. It's kind of similar in a way, and even the aesthetic. They both wear black. It's got that '90s grudge kind of at least her costume aesthetic to it. It's weird how much similarities there are between Catwoman and the Crow in this movie.
Yeah. Now that you bring that up, taking the scenes where they both come back to their respective homes and trash everything and rebuild themselves, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar.
So yeah, okay. So that's Michelle Pfeiffer's. Would we all agree that she's kind of the one that always secures the top spot when it comes to Catwoman fans or fans of the character in live action?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the one people, the average person will vote for. Yeah.
Okay, so going on to our next choice. Who wants to take this one? Do you know what? Trenchy, I'll give you the privilege of discussing this.
Tear it
This
apart.
woman.
Trenchy, tear it apart.
I'll take it. This movie.
Okay, but here you have to at least say one or two things you did enjoy about the character.
No, I'm gonna. This movie had potential to be a good movie. Halle Berry's a great actress. She's not a bad actress in the movie. It's just the direction is horrible. It's like fucking like you have that scene in Daredevil where they're fighting in the park and everybody calls that cheesy and horrible. Okay, but in this she's playing basketball like a cat. Like Michelle Pfeiffer, like she did the cat thing, but she kept it at bay. This is like we're just gonna turn her into a cat, and it's like really cheesy, really weird. But I will say, Halle Berry is a good actress. The villain was weak, but Halle Berry is like the best thing about this movie. And damn it, I'm trying to think of another good thing. I mean, God, can someone help me out here?
Oh, okay, I got
nice
to
ass
interject here,
costume.
guys, because there seems to be something forming in the chat here. John said it earlier on. John said it earlier on, and Sean agrees, and the other lads agree. Shit, Catwoman, fantastic costume.
Yes, the costume's amazing. I mean, she had the
What?
I just
I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer had the better costume. I mean, she doesn't have the best costume, but it's okay. It's better than the costume in Dark Knight Returns, where I can't even tell.
Oh, dude, we're gonna have fucking war of words with that, man.
Yeah, I do not like the look of this costume at all.
I have seen similar things worn at fetish nightclubs.
I mean, it's very BDSM, but you can at least tell like that looks like a cat, you know?
Are you sure?
Said about Michelle Pfeiffer, but
I guess it
looked like someone left it in the fucking washing machine with fucking coins in the pocket. I mean, this is a shredded fucking mess.
Yeah, I guess it kind of looks kind of bondagey, but what are they trying to achieve with this look?
Okay, yeah. The question becomes: for men out there who like attractive women, yeah, it's okay. But for a context of a woman who has a super villain, where's the functionality?
Here's the thing, and I'm backing up Deacon's statement, okay? You have Michelle Pfeiffer, who is like, she goes through this trauma, she's resurrected, and her inner kind of cat and sexuality is released. That's conveyed in the costume. Then you've Anne Hathaway's costume, which is it's actually very kind of practical in the quote unquote realistic Batman world. This, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
Yeah,
I agree to an extent.
What they were thinking was we have Halle.
Trenchy, I'll give you this.
I think
her performance
to say something.
to an extent was good. I'm just going to go for a yay or nay. Do you think? Because I think it was. Do you think Halle Berry was channeling Eartha Kitt in this performance?
Oh fuck yeah! I think she channeled a little bit of Eartha Kitt and maybe a little bit of Pfeiffer, but not enough. You know, definitely not enough. I just think the script was really bad, man. I think what ruined it was the script was bad, and yeah, the costume could have been better. I do agree, but I don't hate the costume.
Well, can I just say that for one thing, I have not actually seen the Halle Berry Catwoman movie all the way through. I've just watched clips.
Oh,
but I listened to an interview with I believe Daniel Waters, who wrote, for the most part, the script for Batman Returns. Also wrote the script for Heathers, by the way. But he was also hired to write some of the script on Catwoman, and he
Pfeiffer was supposed to come back, or at least have a cameo, right, Andrew?
Yeah, and his treatment was very much a follow-up to Batman Returns with that version of the character in mind, and then the studio just took it and ran it through a million other writers. So I think it probably was a case of just too many cooks in the kitchen, and then by the end of it, Daniel Waters didn't even want his name associated with it.
I agree. John put a good fact in the comment that the costume may work for mobility better than leather. and I'm not gonna get into that, but I will say, like, why the movie had a good concept. They pretty much copied fucking Dark Knight Returns, have Halle Berry be brought back as the Cats as a force of vengeance. But why is the villain just someone that wore too much makeup and now they're super powered by makeup?
What was it? Porcelain Sharon Stone. She'd been using the beauty products so much.
It was a
as a lady who uses beauty products, is it possible that you could actually galvanize your skin with so much fucking beauty products you literally become bulletproof?
I don't think so, because if it was possible, I would be armor rated right now. But
Robo fucking cop. Robo
right,
but
then sorry.
Well, no, I'll go ahead, Deacon. I'll go right after.
No. You. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, but this character, this film, several problems. First problem, as I see it, they tried to give too deep a meaning to the character of Catwoman. They're like, oh, well, there's a legend, and there's an Egyptian goddess, and this is no. She's crazy. She's a cat burglar. That's all you need. That's all you need. Second,
you can make the character deep without throwing in Egyptian mythology.
Yeah, you don't need to have a super tight explanation for why she's like that, why she survived. It's like in real life, things happen, and sometimes you can't explain them, and that should have been enough. Second problem of the wardrobe, costume by and large, not that bad. Biggest problem with the costume, the cowl. If you look at this costume, it's not that it's impractical, it's that cowl looks friggin' stupid.
I was about to say the cowl, if you look at it, I will draw your attention and say the owl from Watchmen.
Yeah.
Night Owl. It's his helmet.
It's
Night Owl's helmet. It's Night Owl's helmet shrunk down to fit a woman.
And it doesn't look like something someone could make if they had a mind to make that, because you've got a processed plastic mold, you've got it looks too clean. The biggest selling point of the old Catwoman costume
she called up some kind of artisan bondage clothing designer and was like, "Hi, I'm going into a life of crime. I would like a cat suit, please. Here's $100."
But yeah,
she
no
zipped off
protection
the
along the
tongs of
arms.
Finland and picked one up. I don't know, but
yeah,
there's no protection along the arms. There's no real protection along the back. There's gapes in the legs. I mean, if someone took pot shots at her, there's no protection. At least in the cartoon and in the comic books, her costume was slightly reinforced.
Well, in the comic books, perhaps, but I mean, if you're going from because the point of view is this is supposed to be the big follow-up. This is our solo Catwoman that we got after we watched Batman Returns, and if anybody remembers, after that movie was over and this was announced, we waited for years for this Catwoman movie, and it just never happened. Finally happens, and it's like the furthest thing from what we could have wanted and what we were expecting. So, I mean, I guess at least they kept it's not a bulletproof reinforced costume aspect, but, that's not a problem for me. But the cowl, what the hell?
And the biggest gripe I have with the movie, and this is comparing this Catwoman to Halle Berry. So that's going to be kind of like comparing apples to oranges, but I'm going to go for it anyway. In this movie, when it comes to some of the stunts, when it comes to some of the action, when it comes to her
CG.
using some of the stuff, it's not really her. It's all goddamn CG. At least
it's
Halle
really
Berry
bad as well.
tried.
The early 2000s CG, late 90s, early 2000s CG is fucking gash.
It's horrible, and they use it for every action scene. So you don't even see Catwoman do the action. It's a CGI character that looks horrendous.
I like that CGI cat we had in the movie, huh? How about that?
All the tears in that leather pants, like her arse would be exposed if she bends up. Like she does a lot of crouching in that movie. Like that
Yeah.
fucking pants is coming clean off her. Like
This is what I mean. This is something that would be worn at a fetish nightclub, not if you want to try and jump from rooftop to rooftop without exposing your ass to everyone.
Deacon, a very bondage gear would be more modest than what she's fucking wearing. Like it's.
Yeah.
I just want to add something about the crouching, just because we zoomed right by the crouching. Of all the photos you could choose trashed, I've seen this photo a lot in the ads, and let me tell you, Chumpkins does this pose a lot, and usually after that, it is not it's not the most pleasant smell.
Yeah, she's scenting. She's scenting. Oh my god, they got her in the pose for scenting.
He's gonna drop some cat biscuit.
Mark, what's your thoughts on Halle Berry's Catwoman? Mark?
Maybe throw her into a sack and then
it was a waste of Halle Berry. Yeah.
What was that, Mark?
Right, look, Mark?
Give me Anne Hathaway's Catwoman any day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm with you on that, and I'll be going to that. Come here. I'm going to give. She done her best. She did do her best. I actually think she put in a lot more personality into this than she did as Storm. I don't know. Would you agree or disagree? But I felt there was a bit more character put into
I
this.
hated her.
And you know what?
At least I remember Storm. That I don't remember much of.
I only remember one of Storm's lines, and it's because it's so stupid. What happens to a frog when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else that gets struck by lightning. There was at least, as I said, she put on an Eartha Kitt persona. And I'm going to give her this as well. Herself and Paul Verhoeven are the only two people to actually pick up their Razzies in person. So she had...
I think that's part of what I...
And in that pose, we don't want to know what the Razzie sound was.
She owned that shit.
She owned it.
Okay,
But
so...
in her defense... Oh, sorry.
No, go first.
I was just going to say, in Halle Berry's defense, like both as Catwoman and as Storm, she didn't have anything to work with. In X-Men, they didn't hardly write anything good for Storm. Like, if you compare that to the X-Men cartoon back in the 90s, like, they didn't write shit for her in that movie. And this Catwoman... The direction from the director was all over the place, and the writing was just so weak. I mean, I don't see how she could have done anything with it.
No, I agree. They didn't give her enough to work with. No story, no script, no proper direction. It was just look sexy while you do it.
I think she kind of was obviously a fan of Eartha Kitt, and she said, "Fuck it, I'm going to approach it at that angle." And I think. Not by much, but this is definitely a smidge up from Storm. Right, moving on to my favorite Catwoman, Anne Hathaway. I love the suit, I love the character, and I love the attitude. She is a grifter. She is clever. She is probably the closest interpretation to, I'd say, the I don't know if you guys have read it, Batman Year One, the kind of former escort / cat burglar / kind of socialite Catwoman. I watched
the animated movie based on that comic book. Yeah,
and like she's looking after one of the younger kind of prostitutes in the apartment, and like she's so fucking good in this. Where she pretends to be a maid in Wayne Manor, and she's like, oh, she's all shocked and kind of scared when Christian Bale shoots an arrow at her. But then she's like, he kind of susses out, you're wearing my mother's necklace. And she's like, oh, oops. And the other day, she goes home with the senator, and like the SWAT team arrive in, and she crumbles down on the ground screaming. But the minute they leave, she like gets up and gets the phone. It's like, she is, Anne Hathaway does a fantastic job of kind of doing the whole cat burglar who is like one step ahead and do what she has to do to survive. Trenchy, I get you don't like the costume. I think the fucking costume is a stroke of genius. Having the fucking night vision goggles with the adjustable lenses that when they're up they look like cat ears. I think that's wicked. I like the razor stilettos. That's like she steps on the guy's foot. He's like, how do you walk in these? I don't know. How about you? And she just crushes his foot. I honest to God, she is my favorite Catwoman. Mark,
I'll have to rewatch.
No, it's grand. Just to me personally. Mark, what's your thoughts?
I like what I like what Anne Hathaway did with Catwoman. The suit to me was more functional than what we got with the Michelle woman.
It's a stealth suit. It's essentially
Anne Hathaway as Catwoman.
Back in a minute.
Yeah, I would reckon this Catwoman is probably closest to the Batman the Animated Series Catwoman.
Yeah, the socialite.
That's the feel I got is that they took Catwoman from Batman the Animated Series and put Anne Hathaway into that role. Yeah. Very much so. Because the view is very similar.
Yeah, the socialite and the grifter and like she's always looking for another score.
Like Catwoman.
Go on, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Sorry, I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, like I just genuinely feel the character has a purpose. I was just
agreeing with you.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm sorry. Yeah, no. So we're kind of on the same level. That like she's probably the closest representation, and practicality wise, the suit. She looks awesome in the suit, but it's a stealth suit. It's clever. It's like you could see someone using that to break into a vault or something. Ethel, have you seen The Dark Knight Rises?
Yes, I have. It's not my favorite of the series, but I have seen it, and yeah, I don't know. As far as this Catwoman goes, she didn't really strike me as the most Catwoman of the Catwomen. Although I did think it was clever. They're gonna have her suit just be her motorcycle gear. She's got the ears that are the goggles, like you said. That's clever. They brought her back to being more of a cat burglar, so I liked that aspect. But as far as Catwoman, she didn't really have the puns. She didn't really do the cat-like things I sort of expect a Catwoman to do.
Yeah, I suppose as well though. Do you think she was again? She's my favorite Catwoman, but I get what you're saying. But do you think also though she suited this Batman universe, considering it was quote unquote real world based?
Oh yeah, no, she's the most out of all of them, aside from the whole the insanity angle. She's probably the most realistic out of all the depictions because it's maybe not the goggles, but everything else was fairly realistic as far as the universe goes.
Yeah.
I don't believe she'd have them. That's money. That's big money there. I don't believe she'd have that.
I mean, maybe she stole them. Maybe she broke into a military warehouse or something.
She got them from the same place that John Hammond gets those goggles in Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Fucking broke into it. I'm sorry, I sound like someone defending his ex-girlfriend after she broke into someone's house and stole their video collection. Antro, what's your thoughts?
I don't know if I can accurately speak to this one because I have unfortunately not seen The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
But just looking at the costume, I like what they did with it. I think it suits the real world aspect really well while still being recognizably Catwoman.
Yeah, like her quote unquote ears, they flip down in front of the visor. They're actually goggles, and that was pretty cool. Deacon, are you back? I don't think he's back. Trenchy. So I know you don't like the character, so I'll let you say your piece.
Okay, I will. I get why people like her. She's not bad. Like that opening sequence where she robs from Bruce is awesome, but she's just not memorable to me. And I don't think they utilized her being Catwoman enough. I mean, there could have been a sequence where she broke into Bane's lair to like get something. What does she do? She sits on the fucking bike and blows up a bridge. That easily could have been Robin. That could have been Batman. That could have been anybody. That it didn't utilize. I don't think they utilized Catwoman enough. Like I said, I don't like this. I thought it was Batwoman the first time I watched it. I was really confused. I'm like, why did Batwoman just rob Batman? Like, what's going on in this movie? It's just she's just not memorable to me. I'll rewatch because there are some good moments, like you said, but it's just I felt this one was very weak, to be honest.
Okay, I really like her. I like Tatua's performance. I felt so bad because I felt so bad because I don't know if any of you guys watched. There is a sequence of interview takes where these kind of nerdy kind of and I can't say it's dirty white guys, but these really kind of fucking thirsty looking fucking IGN and fucking comic book news guys are like, oh, what's it like getting into the costume? Every time she's asked about the costume, and she's just getting so fucking fed up of it. And you can't you really can't blame her. Like she looks amazing in the costume, but her performance is great. And I just felt bad that no one paid attention to how good of a performance she gave in this movie, and the fact she had to go through all those fucking interviews with like guys going, "Oh, how'd you get into the fucking How'd you get into the costume? What was it like in the costume?" Yes, the costume is sexy, but that isn't the fucking fulcrum point of the character. Yeah.
I want to back you up here. I want to back you up with this. She had a great performance. I think she just wasn't utilized, and I hate the costume. I just don't think she was utilized.
I get you with that as well, Trench. That like she didn't have, like, as you said, you could have switched her out for another character and some of the stuff she does. But I enjoyed her. I would have liked to see more of her. So
then I get that.
Deacon,
sure.
Are you back, sir?
Yes, I'm back.
Have you discussed Anne Hathaway's Catwoman?
Not yet, but all I will say is costume needed a little bit of tweaking here and there, but overall it's okay. And when it comes to her being an actual villain and Catwoman type style, yeah, she just needs a bit more of an obsession with cats.
No, but the thing is, I don't think you could not have done something like that in this universe, though.
Oh, you could have. She could have been one of those people who is a thief who ends up trying to do a complete collection, collect every Emerald Siamese cat that there is.
Okay.
Things like...
I don't know. Yeah, I can't speak to this because I haven't seen this movie. But that seems very much more in the kind of campy comic book vein. For a reason she wants to collect all of those things. That's like a very like grounded human thing.
Oh, okay. Andrew, you're right in one regard, but I'll back up Deacon on this. What if there's like some Russian mobster who's like, okay, you owe me such and such. If you can get me like the Romanovs collection of porcelain cats.
Right. To alter it in a way that I could probably put it in the context for this type of movie, it would have paid a lot, in my opinion, if when it came to stealing stuff and accumulating wealth, if it was shown and made apparent that she was donating money to cat charities or large cat sanctuaries, things like that. Anything to just ground her as Catwoman, other than the ears that poke up when she puts her night vision goggles down.
Okay, I genuinely, I sound like someone who's defending a fucking ex that has like.
No, I'm like that with a lot of movies and characters. You're fine.
No, we get hot, man. We all do it. You're good.
Okay, right. So I like myself and Mark. I think are the main kind of the main kind of fans of this version. So moving on. We are going to be talking about the more modern, well, I've Michelle Pfeiffer in there, but we're going to be talking about the more modern characters such as Harley, Wonder Woman, and Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. So starting off with, where are you gone? Gal Gadot. A very, very fucking pleasant surprise, I think, as Wonder Woman. I was shocked. I couldn't gauge her. I don't know. I wasn't able to gauge her in Batman versus Superman because she was just thrown in at the tail end of that movie. But I think in the newer Wonder Woman movie, she kicked ass. And she gave a lot of heart, and I think the fish out of water story helped it. So, starting with you, Trenchy, what's your thoughts on Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman?
I really like this version of Wonder Woman. I think she's written very well. I like how she brings people up around her and she makes them better, but I like how she's not perfect either. Like she sees innocence in people a little too much, you know, but she's very naive. She can be selfish at times. Like I like that this Wonder Woman's very layered in between the movies we've seen her in. I really like that take.
Do you think that Patty Jenkins obviously does a better job with her and utilizes her better than Zack Snyder? Would you say that?
Patty Jenkins did the Wonder Woman movies, right? And
yeah,
she did of course. Like Zack Snyder, you know, she's just kind of there doing things. Like she has a couple good moments in Justice League, but it's like between Zack Snyder and Josh Whedon, she's just kind of there. Patty Jenkins gave her an identity and you know, gave her layers, like I said, and like even some of it might be flawed, but in the end of the day, I think she's a pretty good representation.
I did know if anyone's like it was really embarrassing, and I felt so bad for her. If you watch Batman versus Superman, whenever she walks into frames, the camera's at a low angle and starts with her arse.
Yeah,
of course it is. Fucking Zack Snyder, man. And Josh Whedon.
It was probably Whedon actually, because there's a lot of shit that came out with Whedon, but that's a stream for another time.
You just gotta ask which one is the ass man, and then you get the answer.
I think we could all just be grateful it wasn't Michael Bay, because then she would have been like straddling a motorcycle or doing jumping jacks.
Or fucking soaping down her fucking invisible jet or something like that.
Yeah.
Ethel, what's your thoughts on Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman?
All right, I have a few issues with this Wonder Woman, and I don't know, it's more nitpicky stuff, but I mean, I feel like it's important. All right, first things first, not American enough, and I know that's gonna sound kind of bad if you're not like, I don't know. I'm a super fan of the Linda Carter Wonder Woman and the Wonder Woman I've seen depicted in comic books for years. This Wonder Woman. Not enough red, white, and blue. Thick, not a non-American accent, which not her fault. They could have hired a voice person. They could have had her do, American accent somewhere. I've always grown up with the thought that, you know, Wonder Woman didn't have an accent, or she had more of an American California kind of accent. Other issue I had, you know, it's very toned down. She looked more like Xena than Wonder Woman, because there's just not a lot of color in the costume. I know there's red and there's blue, but it's very toned down.
Do you think, like, do you think the whole kind of Greek, the Amazonian Greek kind of aspect detracted from the classical aspect of the Wonder Woman hero?
A little bit. Like, I see what they were going for, like, and that's why I compare her more to Xena than I would Wonder Woman, at least as far as the getup and the attitude. But overall, not a bad depiction. I'm happy to have a Wonder Woman movie at all, but they could have gone with somebody who was built a little bit more, you know, taller, a little bit. I don't know. But,
well, if you watched Wonder Woman, the sad thing was,
Good.
and I still like her performance, but you're dead right. There was plenty of women there who were like super built, super kind of like fucking literally Amazonians. So you could have probably gone with them. But is there anything you do like, or is there anything that you think they get right, or something new they bring to the table that you enjoyed?
I did like that they continued the Steve Rogers relationship. I did like that. They brought that in. They didn't exclude it. I was afraid they were going to exclude that whole angle. You know, just from seeing Batman versus Superman, I thought that was going to get left by the wayside. I like that they brought back, you know, her island, although they didn't call it Paradise Island. They changed the name. I didn't like that too much, but that's okay. They got to do something.
I think it's a lot. Jenkins kind of took from a lot more contemporary material. So like Themyscira was going to be the what it was always going to be called Themyscira. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And as a fan of the Linda Carter Wonder Woman, there is a lot of stuff that clashes. Mark, what? Oh, sorry, Ethel. Sorry, had you one more point?
I would have been much happier if they included the big dopey smile that Linda Carter would always put at the end of each episode somewhere in the movie. I would have loved that, but that's just me.
Well, we kind of got that with the ice cream scene. That seems to be the new thing, that she likes ice cream in the comics, and like she's a big fucking goofy head from eating ice cream. But yeah, no, I get that. It is a big departure from the iconic Linda Carter. Mark, what's your thoughts on Gal as Wonder Woman?
I actually like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I know I know her as Wonder Woman as well, but Gal Gadot is a 6 foot Israeli, so that really ties into the how she looks. You know, she's got the dark skin. It all works for the origins of what Wonder Woman is supposed to be.
The Amazonian, the whole Amazonian angle.
Yeah. Okay, granted, the itself did not say Wonder Woman. I agree with Ethel on that. But I know Wonder Woman. She's and she wrap up.
Yeah, I can see Ethel's point of view, but I can also see like why the changes were made. I think that it's in some ways it works and in some ways it doesn't. But at the same time, you know, this is Linda Carter's Wonder Woman is still there. We still We still got that. And if you've watched
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984, have you watched Wonder Woman 1984, Mark?
Yes.
Okay.
And
And Ethel, have you seen it? Yes, yourself. Wonder Woman 84.
I've not seen Wonder Woman 84 just because of the timing of when it came out, but I do plan on getting it because I do collect all these movies, and it's not that I don't like this Wonder Woman. It's not that I don't like her. It's just it's not what I would have expected or how I would have preferred to see it done. It's good as its own thing, but not quite the Wonder Woman I think of in my mind when I think of Wonder Woman.
All I'll say is if you watch 1984, stay till after the credits because something happens that might change your view on the movie.
Cool.
That's all I'll say. Antro, have you watched any of the Wonder Womans or the Justice League movies?
I have only seen the Wonder Woman, but I did see it in the theater, and I really enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan. I like the character, but I haven't watched a lot of stuff with her in it. But just as a character in that film, I liked the kind of balance of, like Trinchy was saying, kind of the childlike, slightly naive element with the badassery.
Yeah. Do you think there was anything they could have done to improve the character, or anything that you think they kind of fucked up with the character? What would you change if you had the if you were in the director's chair?
I don't know. I don't have really strong opinions on Wonder Woman. I liked her.
So you were pretty satisfied with the character we got. Okay, cool. Deacon, what's your thoughts on Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman?
If you take into consideration the old comic books where she originally came in and how she's evolved in the comic books up until before this movie even came out, then yeah, it's actually a faithful adaptation. They've got the right island, they've got the right look. I mean, she's supposed to be shorter than Superman, so that kind of works. And yeah, they got a very good look. They got a good actress to do it, someone who specialized in basically gymnastics and moving anyway. So that really helped sell it. So not much CGI had to be used. Yeah, I like it. The only thing about the movie that I really, really disliked is I spotted the villain as soon as he came on screen.
Okay. David Toulouse's character. You sussed him out before Danny Houston.
Yeah, I ended up spoiling the movie for everyone in the front row because I just pointed to him and said, "Hey, that's going to be the guy who's in charge of everything."
Fucking David Toulouse. Yeah, no, I think by and large Gal Gadot does a fantastic job. I was pleasantly surprised, and I kind of am a bit disappointed in myself because I was like, okay, this chick's a model. She's not really gonna contribute anything, and I kind of wrote her off, and I shouldn't have because she does a good job. Yeah, Ethel's right. She's not the atypical Wonder Woman, but I think she is a good variation of Wonder Woman. I think she's a good variation of the contemporary comic books characters that are coming out at the moment.
It's more that's been her look since kind of like the 80s.
Like the new run of Wonder Woman, she's actually South American. If you've seen the new comics, the new Wonder Woman South American, because she's literally from the Amazon, which I thought was clever. So I don't know if we'll get another interpretation when the Snyderverse ends. But yeah, no. By and large, I was happy with her. I think a lot of people are happy with her, but there is still some kind of stuff that needs to be ironed out. And as Ethel says, she does kind of have a bit of a departure from the kind of tried and tested kind of Wonder Woman aspects. But
Like,
yeah, no. Oh, sorry, Ethel, go on.
I was just thinking, you know, it's like Captain America got to keep his stars and stripes. That's all I was thinking, you know.
Yeah, but that's assuming that she's going to be aligned with America as soon as she comes on scene.
Well,
She's not going to be wearing the Star-Spangled Banner for a country she doesn't actually belong to, nor even knew existed.
And I mean, if you tried to make Captain America un-American, you would immediately fail.
Yeah, and technically,
you could do it. It's been done, Antro. It's been done.
How? It's in his name.
He turned out he's a Nazi. I don't know if you knew that comic book storyline.
Oh, I didn't. But yikes.
Yeah, it's your finest hour, Anthro.
Yeah.
Well, technically, with that 1 star, he's Captain Puerto Rico.
Right. I'm going Captain America when he was a werewolf, man. Fuck the Nazi shit.
Right. So moving on to my favorite, my future wife. I adore this character mainly because of a friend of mine who got me into this character, and Margot Robbie's performance is fucking awesome. She like, most people are like, oh, she's just the female Deadpool. No, she's not. This fucking chick has so much baggage. She should be at an airport in fucking Dallas. That's how much I love fucking Harley Quinn. She fucking kicks ass, and like there's so many subtle things that, like, she takes the piss to hide her own fucking issues. She doesn't realize she's being used. She doesn't realize she's been manipulated. She has, like, I think a brilliant thing Robbie did was she cherry picked aspects from obviously the classic animated series, but also Amanda Connor's Harley Quinn. There's so many other kind of great writers she picked from to make her own character, and she's fucking awesome, and she's a character who doesn't give a shit. She loves life. She loves the Joker, but, like, you know, she's also fucking kind of like, I'm not going to be pushed around or bullied anymore in the later movies and later interpretation. But yeah, starting off, Ethel, what's your thoughts on Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn?
I liked it. I wasn't expecting, like, I mean, obviously you go and you see the movie, you've seen the previews, you expect that. But when I heard about it, and I heard there's going to be a Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, I'm thinking, okay, so they're going to have, like, Harley Quinn from the animated series, but live action. While this is a little bit of a departure from that, I still liked it as its own thing. Not quite what I would have expected or necessarily would have done if I was in the director's chair per se. But no, I like this interpretation. A little over sexualized, but I like it.
Yeah, I get that, and they kind of rectified it in Birds of Prey. I do think they were going for, like, okay, I think the main design and look, I'd be lying if I didn't say that, oh my god, that's fucking gorgeous, and I wasn't thinking with all my brains. But the fact is, they were going for, well, the Joker is this kind of gangster scumbag, so you could see some gangster scumbag's girlfriend dressing like this. Like, I don't know, what do you think, Ethel? Do you think that was kind of another... Obviously, David Ayer was like, look, it's Harley Quinn, it's Margot Robbie, I'm going to utilize this and get the male demographic to watch this movie. But do you think that the look of the character kind of reinforced the whole kind of cholo gangster kind of look?
It's totally a male demographic play, but yeah, no, if the Joker, like, honestly, if the Joker was gonna have a girlfriend, which, you know, he does, but, you know, if you're making it up as you go along. If you're gonna have a girlfriend for the Joker, there's two looks. You would get the traditional animated version, which we had, and you would probably end up with something like this, where she's a little bit more sexual. She's a little bit more like, she's wacky and zany, but in the different style, not quite the same vein as the Joker, but it's a play off of his character.
Well, I'd say as well a big element and influence on the costume was the Arkham games, because by God, she was fucking heavily sexualized in those games, and like I think they were trying to find they toned it back maybe 10%, but I again like it's Margot Robbie. They're not going to have her wearing a fucking bin bag,
Yeah.
Mark's in the bag.
Chris in there, you use it. You use what you've got. And if you got Margot Robbie, you're gonna put her in the short shorts and the fishnets, and you're gonna have her doing her thing.
Yeah, and the bizarre thing is that costume is reminiscent to how she looks in the comic book since like 2010.
Yeah, it was an amalgamation, Deacon, of the Amanda O'Connor look and the elements of the Arkham video games, where she's like wearing very kind of skimpy kind of gear.
Yeah, whereas, I get she looks good, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just too revealing. Too, hello, look at me, I'm sexy. Oh, males, buy tickets to my movie. It's just too much like that.
But it also, I do think it captures the character in a way that like she wants attention. Look, she's mad. She's with the Joker. The Joker has constantly got a hard on for Batman, so she is going to try and make her look like the prettiest fucking jewel she can. And if she can't do it with her behavior, she's going to do it with her looks. That was my kind of attitude with it as well.
Yeah, and if she's not going to get the Joker's attention with that look, she's going to get his jealousy by attracting other men's attention, and that's sort of what I always took from it.
Yeah, like the bit with Common, she was delighted when he made a comment, and she egged him on to flirt with her, and then she was delighted when the Joker killed him. Like, you are right, Ethel and yourself is right. They could have been a bit more subtle with the sexuality, but I can see where they came. I can see where they came at from a story point, but I can also see where they came at as like, yeah, let's get fucking men in the fucking seats to see this movie.
I think it could have redeemed itself in the movie if 50% of the time when she was on screen, she wasn't soaking wet. Okay, that would have made it a bit more pleasant because they were definitely trying to sell her sexuality there. Fine, wear something skimpy, but don't douse her with water for 50% of the movie. Come on.
I'm sorry, Deacon, will you say something?
At the end of the day, it's like comic books itself. It's a visual medium. You want to sell the tickets. You want to sell the books. There's two ways to go about it, and they chose the sexualized way, and it worked. We got 2 movies out of it.
Yeah, like I know a Deacon. I wasn't sure. I wasn't ignoring.
Yeah,
but, genuinely, I was like, wet t-shirt. But yeah, no, they did do the dog with the wet t-shirt. I can't complain. The Neanderthal part of my brain can't complain, but yeah, it kind of did do the fucking. They did do the fucking dog on it though. What did you think of her performance?
I think her performance was quite good. It's just although she's supposed to be highly intelligent and a skilled psychologist who is able to get a doctor's degree and actually get into the Joker's confidence, and he gets to trick her and stuff like that, she is awfully fucking stupid.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you read the comics and stuff, she got her degree. She had sex with her. Oh, sorry, Mark. One.
That is my. Yeah, but she acts like a complete done. That is
Oh yeah.
my huge complaint with.
It's her fucking armor, Deacon. It's her kind of like she puts it on. She is naive and she is stupid when it comes to the Joker, but she is highly intelligent also. But I wouldn't say, like, the fact is the Joker was able to manipulate her because she wasn't qualified. She wasn't qualified was she got her doctorate because she slept with the deacon of the college. In some stories, she slept with him. In other stories, he came on to her and she blackmailed him to give her a pass, to give her her
Even
cert.
then, you need to be intelligent enough to get into college to even seduce your professor. So she has to be bright in some ways.
Still intelligent though. She's still
the
intelligent in the movie.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
She's
There's a
really
scene
intelligent in this movie?
I mean, not the best, but look, there's a scene in the airport everybody ignores, which I love, where she's sitting there and she gets in everybody's head because she's in there and she's like, should I kill? Oh, what voices? Should I kill everybody here? And then she's like, just kidding. And then she's like, that's not what they said. So she's kind of fucking with them mentally, being like, am I crazy? Am I not crazy?
Yeah, it's like, do you know who Harley could be compared to? Fucking Murdoch in the A-Team.
Yeah.
How is that Murdoch? Crazy.
Yeah.
We do gotta remember though that in the movie, even in the movie and in the comics, she's always been weak for the Joker and the Suicide Squad.
That's her Achilles heel.
She got shot in the head. She had electrical pulses going straight to the head, so that might have led to that as well. I'm not saying you're not wrong, but like she was a little dumbed down, but I feel like she was still a fun version of the character. But I get what you're saying for sure.
She's just too dumb. I mean,
I
if you unleash her on the street often on her own, she's going to be shot by anyone with a gun because she does not have the intelligence to not walk on the street looking like Harley Quinn.
She was almost murdered in Birds of Prey because she's walking around with the makeup on. Like, that is
she's stupid. I can understand insane. Insane is not an excuse for absolute stupidity.
Yeah, I get you, Deacon. I understand.
You're not going to win me over in this argument, Deacon, because I'm fucking pure sim. I'm on pure sim for Harley.
I still love her.
She did get dunked in that, and she did make a swing out of her own bed sheets. And come on, Deacon, that's smart. Like, would you think to make a swing out of your bed sheets and swing around?
A 5-year-old can think about making swings out of their bed sheets.
I actually tried to do something like that once, but it ended horribly.
Did someone try and fuck you in your jail cell when you did it?
But my point is, she doesn't need to be in a high max security prison because, unfortunately, she does not strike me as someone who has the intelligence, the patience, the ability to trick and deceive people to escape even a minimum security prison, let alone a black site.
Like, she tricked that one guard, and she tricked that one guard in the fucking thing where he's all scared and shit. But I get it. That guy was kind of stupid anyways, so I get what you're saying. And they tried to do it, but they didn't do it well enough. I get what you're saying. She could have been smarter.
Mark, what's your thoughts on Harley?
From this Harley Quinn, I have to agree with Deacon. She's a dunce. I'm not gonna just shit on Harley because I do like how Margot Robbie takes, portrays the aspect of Harley Quinzel. But Harley Quinzel, the doctor, keeps flat on her face. There's no aspect of this Harley Quinn that says I'm intelligent.
Yeah, in order to work at Arkham, you do have to pass some kind of entry exam, background check, etc. She would have to be smart enough to bluff her way all the way through that, even if you have your brain scrambled. And I can guarantee, I've had electroshock therapy in the past. You can have your brain scrambled and still be smart.
Right.
She is just dumb, and that's the problem. Everything in her life isn't down to her intelligence, it's down to sheer fucking luck.
Well, she got that Arkham job before she got dunked in the chemical vat by Joker. So I mean,
again,
Yeah,
the job. I don't know if they're going to do it in the movies, but the main storyline, I must talk to Charlene about it, is she either blackmailed or slept with the dean of the college to get the position, get the certification.
Like,
Yeah,
I
okay.
like this person, but I get what you guys are saying. I do.
Okay, let's put it this way. If I was to sleep with my psychology professor at college to get a degree, would that mean that would automatically qualify me to bluff my way into working at Broadmoor, a maximum security mental institution for the criminally insane?
No, Deacon.
Be
But this
able
is
to be introduced.
keep in mind, this is a supermax that has men who are fucking crocodiles. I mean,
Yeah, but this is a supermax where you've got someone who thinks they're a bear and will tear someone apart if they even smell of food. So it's pretty
Right.
much the same situation. It's a black site for the worst of the worst. And you're saying that if I sleep with my professor, fake my grades, bluff through an interview, bluff my colleagues, bluff my way into getting to see the person that I want to see, I would have to be fucking smart. I would have to be. And she's not.
Yeah.
She's not even that manipulative.
but the thing is,
Level.
go on, Mark.
To do all that, I was saying, what you can talk about, he'd have to have a level IQ. And you don't get that with Harley Quinn. You get more than from the animated Harley Quinn. You do this.
Okay, no, I like I don't know. I like the portrayal of the character.
The
I like
anime
what she's done.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, as I said, I like the portrayal, but she needs to be a little bit more intelligent. Just even a few IQ points higher would be perfect.
Yeah.
But she's just too much of a dunce who relies too much on sheer fucking luck.
Like, I liked the movie. I actually
agree with that
like
one.
this movie. It's my favorite DCU movie. I'm not gonna lie. I like this movie, and I will say I agree, Deacon. She should have been smarter. Like, even in the cartoon, she did kidnap Batman on her own and tied him up. I couldn't see this one doing that for sure. But I just love the energy she brought to the movie. Like when, like I said, the airplane scene or that scene where she breaks in and grabs the thing and she's like, "We're bad guys. It's what we do." It's like I just had a lot of fun with the character, but I understand your flaws for sure.
I genuinely think herself and Will Smith saved this movie from mediocrity and total disaster.
I did not like Will Smith that much. I mean, he was okay, but I think it was more Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn
He's
were
not.
for me.
Will Smith is not my Deadshot. He is not my Deadshot.
I agree, Deacon. The Arrow Deadshot was way better. I agree right there. That Deadshot was just too goody. I'm sorry. In fucking Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Oh, we've got someone in the chat who's got a very strange name, and it looks like their messages are being blocked.
What do they say? Or can we get
I
to see their
can't
message?
see it. I can't see it. It's Trash's channel.
Yeah, I know it's grand. I might need to talk to Trenchy after this because it's
What?
getting a bit out of hand with a particular
What?
person.
Oh,
IWK
my bad.
Hang on a minute, Deacon. A particular person we know seems to be slinging insults for some reason. I don't know.
Oh,
Wait, slinging insults? What's going
Yes.
on? Oh shit. Should I leave or?
No.
no,
Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
you don't leave.
I'll rectify it myself if I have to.
Okay, I'll talk to you after the stream for sure. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
no problem.
Nothing
Okay, so
Troll. Is it a troll?
no.
Oh, fuck.
It's
I know what's going on. That's not who that is. I know. We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, you're grand. It was someone else. Jesus. Blocked him. Hey, Bronco.
Yes, I do.
Hey,
We have
Brad.
Brian. And we have Wabby in the chat.
Oh, this place is getting busy. This place is getting busy.
But okay, so Deacon, maybe you're right. Maybe it is the primordial part of my brain that's giving her a pass.
Yeah, as I said, everything. If you look at the new,
I think her performance is good. I genuinely
Yeah.
think her performance is
Yeah, if
good.
you look at the new costume in the comic books, then yeah, she looks the part, she dresses the part, she just doesn't exactly act the part.
I mean, that's not Margot Robbie's fault though. That's the writing. That is the writing. You can't blame that on her. I think she does
Oh, this
spectacular.
is why I'm not blaming.
Also, Deacon,
This is why when you assuming I'm blaming the actress? No. We are comparing the comic book to the live action.
Yeah, kind of like what I did with Anne
True.
Hathaway and the writing. Yeah, I
Trashing
wasn't blaming
Margot
Anne
Robbie.
Hathaway. I was blaming the writing. Yeah. Okay, my bad, Deacon. I was just trying to, you know.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not trashing her. I'm just
but
trashing a small part
Deacon,
of
would
the
you say I'm a
performance.
total simp for giving her a pass?
I'd say you're 90% simp.
Thanks.
I might be because I give her a pass as well. I have fun with the character.
Yeah, no, I like again. I think her performance is good. I enjoy her performance. I do think she takes aspects from different characters. Particularly, the thing is, Deacon, maybe you haven't read the Amanda Connor ones where she's very kind of silly and a bit ditzy. Actually, very ditzy.
I read those ones, but that's although it's part of the canon, it's not the most accepted part or reiterated part of the canon. She can be goofy at times, but she's also supposed to have a brain behind her, not just be a blonde bimbo. She's supposed to be able to set up traps. She's supposed to be able to blackmail people. She's supposed to be able to get away with crimes. The way she is, she can get away with a mugging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In the comics, she did kidnap Deadshot and put the Joker's face over him, and then tried to sexually assault him. Like that takes talent. Like
yeah, and she wouldn't be able to do that. I'm sorry, she does not have the intelligence in this movie in order to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
We'll agree to disagree. Yeah, no, so okay, I know that it's a flawed character. It's very much a flawed character. But no, so like Antro, have you seen Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey?
Unfortunately, no. I'm kind of on seeing Suicide Squad. Birds of Prey, I really want to see. I think it looks amazing. I'm probably going to buy it at some point just because it looks right up my alley. But just based on what I've seen of her character, just in regards to her performance, just the little clips I've seen, I feel like the kind of ditzy aspect feels more like just a front and not actually her 100%. And in regards to the costume, I like the change from Suicide Squad to Birds of Prey because in again, I haven't seen either film, but just looking at the costumes, it looks more like the Joker was dressing her in the first film, and then in Birds of Prey, she's kind of doing her own thing.
Yeah, I like again. Again, as Deacon pointed out, I'm probably simping for this character.
I'll be right back.
I have fun with the character. I agree with where Deacon's coming from, but I enjoyed the character for what it was, just like that movie. I enjoyed that movie for what it was.
We've covered DC. So next on the hit list is Marvel. So the first major kind of female hero for Marvel, and she's been a mainstay for a long while. And the poor creator, her movie has been put back. But Black Widow, your thoughts? Deacon, do you want to start off with this one?
Black Widow in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have to say, yeah, it's a pretty accurate adaptation from the comic books of what she's supposed to represent, which is a spy who, yeah, was originally Russian, but has no home, no country, no border, and, yeah, is a fiery redhead who tends to be cold and calculating when need to be. I have no complaints with this version of Black Widow.
Yeah. No, I know, Brad, but they weren't fleshed out as well. I think the best female Marvel character, I don't know, would you guys agree with me, but would you say the best fleshed out female Marvel character would have been Black Widow to start off with?
Yeah, you pretty much, if you, it taps into the people who read the comic books, watch the cartoons, because she's been very prominent in them in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, as Ethel was saying as well, fucking Halle Berry's Storm was forgettable. I think they really underserved and didn't do justice to Famke Janssen's fucking Jean Grey, fucking the Brad. She was forgettable in all three of those movies. She was absolutely forgettable. And as
I will defend Rogue though.
Sorry?
I'll defend Rogue. Rogue is underwritten.
Wait, you've turned your opinion around?
No. Like I said, we could have gotten better. No, what I was trying to say backstage was we could have gotten better. I see what they were trying to do with her, and I do respect it. I still like that character for what it was, but I feel like we were cheated. I do feel like we were cheated, but I will defend Rogue in the movie. That was not Anna Paquin's fault. That was the writers. The writers fucked that shit up. Anna Paquin could have probably been an amazing Rogue.
But do you think the first batch of like X-Men, X-Women characters, do you think they were good? Do you think they're as memorable as the MCU female characters?
Mystique was a badass. You can't down Mystique. She is one of the best. And fuck Jennifer Lawrence. She's not a good Mystique. The original Mystique is one of the best female villains put to screen.
Okay.
I have to agree with that.
Mark, what's your thoughts? Do you think, that the X-Men movies, bar Mystique, do you think the rest of the female actresses were kind of given the short end of the stick?
Honestly, I looked at Jean Grey. She worked. I really did. I enjoyed her performance as Jean. What the direction took her, they didn't. There was build up to her becoming Dark Phoenix in the movie. It just went. You get into everybody X Mansion, and then part two, she's It's no build whatsoever. But I enjoy Famke Janssen as Jean Grey more than I did Sophie Turner as Jean Grey.
Oh God, Sophie Turner was like Jesus. She was really fucking.
Sophie Turner was a as Jean Grey.
Yeah. Would you agree with Trenchy as well about Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence is not Mystique. Sorry.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Rebecca Rain will always be Mystique. Jennifer Lawrence is more than that anyway, as much as.
I don't blame the actresses. I don't blame the performances. I do think as the X-Men movies went on, it became the Wolverine show. I mean, like, you'd get a cameo. It was the Wolverine and fucking Magneto show.
I think we can all agree that those X-Men movies were just a Hugh Jackman vehicle.
Yeah.
They were all based around Wolverine in one way or another.
Which, like, I'll defend that a little bit in the way that I'll defend the sexualization of Harley Quinn. You know who your audience is. You know what they want to see. Give them what they want. So everybody knows that Wolverine is the most popular X-Men character by and large. He's sort of the rebel. He's the James Dean character. He is the guy. So center every movie around Wolverine pretty much, or at least work your way to that, and you've got your ticket sales.
Yeah. Ethel, what's your thoughts on ScarJo as Black Widow? Like, Brad says she's a supporting character at best, and he wouldn't see her being a good lead.
You know what? I don't know if they necessarily did enough with her to make her a lead. I feel like they sort of dropped the ball with that character in the Avengers series. You know, they had her. I'm trying to think of which Avengers movie it is. There's so damn many of them at this point. But that whole business with Hawkeye and her, and they had that whole comparison between the two, where like, oh, she can't have children.
First Avengers movie.
Say what?
First Avengers movie.
So the first one or was the second one?
No, it was first.
I think Ethel's right. I think it's the second one.
Yeah,
They're discussing it at Clint's house, and she actually talks to Bruce Banner, and she's like, "Look, Bruce, I can't have kids."
Yeah, it's just
because she had the nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of issues. Like, first off, Scarlett Johansson, she was really excited about playing this character. In fact, before she was even confirmed casted, she went and dyed her hair red and was like all gun ho for being this character. So like her motives as an actress to play this character, totally on point. I do want to say though, I think they should have given her a Russian accent for at least one of the movies. But
she still might get one for her solo outing.
By the way, it's been a long wait for that solo movie. Jesus.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it has been a long wait. But yeah, hopefully they actually do the Russian accent in her origin movie, because I kind of have to agree with Ethel a little bit. But I understand why they did it. A, it's an American movie, and B, she's supposed to be an international spy who can change her accent on a whim.
Yeah.
So her speaking perfect English is fine. It's just
it's the core character, you know. She's from Russia. That's her core.
It would have been nice if when she got angry or when she got frustrated, if she accidentally spoke in Russian or something.
That's actually something Elizabeth Olsen has put into her character in WandaVision, and I think it's really clever.
Ah,
yeah. You know, it helps.
Which we'll get to. But Trenchy, what's your thoughts on Black Widow?
I think she's good. I really like her. I was never really one pushing for a solo movie because I've always liked Black Widow, but I'm more of a Scarlet Witch fan for sure if we're talking Marvel women. But she's great. I love her story arc of how she's kind of this badass assassin and she finds the Avengers as her family, and then she does what she does in Endgame for them. I think that's beautiful, and I think that's great. But it's like, I think she's a great character. I'm not a diehard fan, but I'm glad she's her own movie, and I have a lot of respect for the character.
To retort Trenchy, maybe a solo outing for her is in order, because so far practically every male member of the Avengers has had their own solo outing. We have had Scarlet Witch having her own solo outing, basically with a TV series.
Even Hawkeye giving his own solo outing. You're right.
And
I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm glad. It's just I never was really pushing for it, But I'm glad she got it, and I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do.
Do you think it's a bit insulting, though, that they only give her solo outing after spoilers? Has everyone seen Avengers Endgame?
No, but I already know what happens because I saw Spider-Man Far From Home in theaters. So yeah,
I know.
Are you sure? Okay, so basically, they've. Has everyone in the chat seen Avengers Endgame?
You have 20 seconds to answer one.
Okay, I'll say in code, given what happens in that movie, do you think it's a bit of an insult now she's only getting her solo outing?
I wouldn't say insulting. It would have been nice if they did it before.
Yeah.
But at least they're going to be paying some kind of respect to the character and not trying to bring her back. They're actually doing
I think people have guessed what we're saying. I'd be interested. I'm actually kind of like Brad in the way I'm like Brad Nickel. I'm not 100% sure she's a character who could carry her own movie. Not because of her gender or anything like that. I just think she works better in an ensemble kind of thing. But I definitely think her character and her performance is a lot better than what we got in the X-Men movies. What do you guys think?
What I will say to justify her getting her own movie, and this is just me throwing it out there, we got loads of Lara Croft movies. And we've got loads of movies like that. It's about we even got James Bond. Come on, let's Scarlet Witch.
Give her, I'm not saying she shouldn't, but I'm saying I can see why Ethel and Brad might. But I definitely think she's a better, a better character than what we got in the X-Men movies, where it comes to female kind of heroes.
Yeah, I completely agree.
They sort of drop all the female characters in the X-Men movies by the wayside, unfortunately.
They've even got most of the male characters. The only ones that they focus on really are Xavier, Magneto, and Wolverine. Those are
I would like to...
Oh, sorry, Trench. Go right ahead.
No, you go ahead after. I'll go after you.
All right, go right after. Don't wait on it. I will say though, I mean, you've got all these characters. If there was one X-Men character, one female X-Men character they should have focused on and should have done right, was they should have done Rogue correctly, and they should have done a proper standalone. They had all the ingredients. They dropped the ball. We never got to see her get like her final powers or abilities.
Absolutely. That leads into what I was going to say, because Moon said earlier that Rogue was one of the better written characters, and yes, she was fleshed out, but we should have gotten more. Anya Paquin can be badass.
Oh,
She was
we
badass in Blood.
We
She
should have
just
got more, but there was a
oh,
problem.
my bad. People.
Oh, sorry.
Night, Brad.
We
Thanks for
should
stopping
No,
by.
Hey, Brad.
Peace,
Stay
Brad.
frosty, Brad.
night, Brady.
No, I'm sorry, Deacon. I just get excited about the subject,
no.
you know.
I was just about to say. I've lost track of thought now. Bugger.
Oh, my bad.
I will
Uh,
need
That's
mm,
you haven't seen what see
oh,
Rogue
that was.
and the Steve that Rogue is going to be your main.
Yeah. The
That's
problem with
where she got from.
Well,
That's how
they cut her out of Days of Futures Past. There's a fucking road cut. Why
Yeah,
is there a road cut?
she has to take over from Kitty Pryde. She has to absorb Kitty Pryde's power because Kitty Pryde gets mortally wounded.
Okay,
I've
I
seen
mean,
that.
that's
So it's a good cut. Yeah, no, look, I'm not totally fucking binning like the female characters. I just think that they were, and it wasn't their performance or anything. I just think there was nothing given to them in those X-Men movies.
Yeah, and the reason why Rogue didn't have the abilities that she did in the comic books and in the cartoons.
There was no Miss Marvel. She
Yeah.
got the power
Yeah.
of Miss Marvel.
Yeah, so no, unfortunately, different bunch of different people owned Miss Marvel.
True. Which is cool because we are getting in Captain Marvel, Rogue's gonna be the main villain, I guess. So that's gonna be interesting. I am excited about that for sure.
Oh,
The problem-
I really hope so. I really hope Captain Marvel ends up in a fucking coma.
The
I do
problem
hope
with
so.
that is it's all
Well, that's a-
wrong. Rogue doesn't fight Captain Marvel. Rogue fights Miss Marvel, which is supposed
Yeah.
to be the same character, but the whole they've scrambled up the whole story and ruined it almost, in my opinion, on that character.
Yeah, but Miss Marvel was Miss Marvel until they got the rights for Captain Marvel.
No,
Yeah,
they
they changed the costume as well because they felt it was too kind of risque. Would that be the right kind of term?
Yeah.
They had the rights to Captain Marvel for a long time. Captain Marvel was another long-standing Marvel hero. In fact, way before Shazam was Shazam and he was Captain Marvel, Marvel had their own character called Captain Marvel, and they won a legal battle with DC to have that name in their roster over DC. So,
Yeah, and
like, they had that character.
The problem is, though, that's Marvel. Marvel owned them. Fox owned X-Men.
Yeah.
Completely
No.
different franchises.
Look, it's. We'll see what they're going to do, but I can see where Ethel's coming from as well. That it's going to be a very different kind of instigation between these characters because the character is very different from what's in the comics now at the moment. Or well, the character is very different from what the character was when she fought Rogue, when she was Miss Marvel per se.
Yeah,
So-
they trashed a lot of good history with that character, and it's not like they couldn't go back and do it correctly because now that they're all under the same umbrella per se, they could go back and they could make that movie, but they won't make that movie, and it's a shame because there's a whole aspect to the Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel character that they're missing. Like she had an alcohol problem. She had a bunch of other issues. She was abducted and raped. There was a big thing they've missed on the boat on, and it's too bad in my
She
opinion.
suffered from PTSD as well, right, Ethel?
That's correct because she was tortured when when her jet went down.
Yeah, in Iraq. She had her legs broken by I think Taliban. No,
Yes.
not Taliban. Yeah. The you know who I'm talking
Well,
about.
Taliban-esque characters, I should say. They weren't
Yeah.
specifically the Taliban, but they might as well been.
Yeah.
Brian, I would like to say I agree with what you're saying. What they're trying to do is they're trying to cater to the widest audience
Demographic.
possible. They're not catering to us comic book fans. They are a little bit sprinkling, but mostly they just want to hit the masses. You know, I agree with what you're saying.
Okay, so has anyone here watched WandaVision yet?
Yeah.
I know what happens. I haven't watched it, but I know what happens.
I
because
I have
watched
not.
clips.
No spoilers, please.
Okay.
I don't
in
have
that
to-
case, skip.
spoiler out.
Skip.
No,
Okay, no.
let's
Okay,
talk about
Elizabeth.
it.
Trash. We will have to skip because we will go into spoiler territory no matter what we do, because you know we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if no one's
I was
watched
gonna
it,
I don't-
then
We
it's
should
no
just get
fair.
WandaVision, but yeah, you're right.
I don't-
You're right. We
Yeah.
will.
If no one's watched it, it will be unfair to spoil it for them.
Okay.
I
No,
don't-
you're right.
Fine,
Ethan.
right. And I might actually jump out and let Sadie in, or is there someone? Because I want
Ooh,
Sadie's input.
if Sadie wants in, tag team, I'll tag out, she tags in.
Okay, because Sadie seems interested in this, and I want someone who's willing to maybe defend this character.
Well, yeah, in that case, I'll back out now. And Sadie,
And
enjoy the debate.
Sadie, are you still there? Do you want to jump in, and do you want to give your 2 cents on Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, if you think she was good or not? If not, Ethel, your thoughts on Uma Thurman's? She's going to jump in. So she's going to jump
Right,
in.
yep. I'll catch you guys
Do you mind
in a
jumping
I
out?
was.
No, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Sadie.
Wait.
have fun, and-
Andrew, what
Ambrose
did you say?
jumping at the bit over here, man.
I was just going to
Ambrose
say,
jumping at the bit.
I'm probably going to leave shortly anyway, so if Sadie wants my place, she can have it.
Are you
are you
sure?
sure, dude?
Yes,
don't
I'm
mind
sure.
backing out
I
a bit.
have some things I need to do.
Sadie, I PM'd you the link. It should be in your Twitter PMs.
And just to be safe.
I'm not dropping it in the chat because we have
Oh
lads
no!
asking to come.
I'm sending it to her via direct message in Discord.
Oh.
Yeah, not a good idea to drop in the chat right now, to be honest.
No, I sent it the safe way, dude. Do not worry. I used protection.
Okay.
Oh my.
Andrew, are you okay? So with bombing out?
Yes. But before I go, I just want to say, right after we had that discussion where I blanked on every female comic book character that I know about, I realized that I literally watched, been watching Umbrella Academy shortly before that, and that has 2 of my current favorite female characters adapted from a comic book.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're pretty good adaptations as well. You can tell with the series they are following the dark and
I'm
pedantic
going to be
humor.
interested how they're going to approach it in the 3rd season, though, with Elliot Page.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. Who said she can't still play a female? There's nothing. There's no saying she can't. Still play as a female.
true acting,
It's acting.
or maybe Vanya will transition. We'll just see.
Yeah,
Plus, they're playing
either
with
way,
timey-wimey
works.
stuff, so they can justify it
Yeah.
in that way. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's a chimp who's a butler, so they can fucking do anything.
Yeah,
And
and the leader of the board is literally a fishbowl on
A
top
fish.
of a body. Yeah, a fish in a fishbowl on a body.
Where
An American Dad.
I'm going to Andrew, I'm going to let Sadie in now. Is that okay with you, dude?
Yep, I'm gonna head out. Have a good night, everybody.
I am through.
Okay,
Have a good
Andrew,
evening.
thanks a million. It's been a pleasure, dude.
My pleasure.
Enjoy your
Take care.
num-nums and chores.
Gone.
Now.
Get out of here!
Hello.
Hello. Oh, you're down there today. Yay. Hello.
Hola,
What's
Sadie.
up?
Hello.
Hello.
So, Sadie, what's your thoughts on Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy?
She was the best part of the movie. Like, come on.
Wait. You think she was better than Schwarzenegger's ice puns?
Yeah, like, he didn't do terrible, but I even liked what they did with her Bane because it felt more like true to what I knew Bane to be.
Oh my god!
Oh, hello,
Trenchy, would you like to counteract this, or would
You
you
guys
like
know
to
more than I do, but from growing up with the cartoon, like it just didn't feel off, I guess.
I'm gonna hold back. I agree. On a certain level, like this movie is a fun movie. It's a fun movie, but that Bane was horrible. No offense. That Bane fucking like it's supposed to be big and terrifying. This was like this looked like a fucking overpowered midget, like a fucking like strong man midget. No offense. Like little person. My bad.
He started out really small before they gave him the venom. So I mean,
Oh
he
yeah,
did.
they done a fucking Blanca in Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Small though.
I can understand where Trenchy's coming from. I mean, in the comic books, in the games, in even the cartoon series, Bane without Venom is a fucking expert fighter who can lift about 1,000 pounds. When he takes Venom, that's when he increases his strength tenfold.
And also, he's super intelligent. He is one of the few villains to have bested Batman.
Yeah.
He laid
Venom-
siege to Arkham.
Venom,
Let all the fucking inmates out. So Batman had to spend like I think 48 hours fighting them continuously. And then when he was shag tired, he fought Batman and literally broke his spine.
But
So
yeah,
he
there's
had the
only,
mask.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
there's only two major complaints I have about this Poison Ivy, though. And it's only two out of an entire litany that people could have. One, yeah, she does kind of like over-sexualize things a bit too much. I can understand being a sexual being, but she does
That's
take
Poison
it a
Ivy, though.
bit...
You
but
could get away with
she just takes it a bit too far in some scenes. I mean, I can see her being
Are
a seductive.
you fucking kidding me, Deke? Are you kidding me? In some of the earliest iterations of the comics, she is like she literally would have a lad fucking coming in her fucking ear if she could.
Well, that aside, because as I said, that's something that it's just my little thing.
Okay.
And that's because of the movie that they were going for. It was just too goofy for the movie.
I get you.
Yeah.
Like, do you think?
And
I,
the other. Ooh.
Okay, no, go on.
Oh, and my other complaint isn't anything else that is major. It's just her origin in the movie. It would have been nice if it was her choice to become Poison Ivy because of her experimentations, instead of it being because a doctor tried to dispose of her body.
Yeah, they kind of done a Catwoman with that, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, another guy killed a woman and now she's fucking resurrected.
Yeah, pretty much. It would have been nice if it was her choice, because that's the big thing about the entire Batman villains. They made themselves, or they were made by Batman. One of the two.
But yeah, no. Uma Thurman did kick arse. I get what you're saying, Deacon, but I do think maybe she was going for a Lee Merriweather kind of sensuality to her. Like Sadie, what would you say? Like if they were going to recast, Poison Ivy, would you have any particular actress in mind that you think could do it now?
Weirdly, the first thing that comes to mind is Aubrey Plaza. I don't know how you guys feel. I think she could do it. After seeing her in Legion and seeing her in other things where she tries to, do the sexy route, I think she could do it.
if you look at Aubrey Plaza in just regular interviews, she's a very sexual being just regularly. Like when she's not playing a character, she's just very overly sexual towards people. But she's also very awkward, which could work to Poison Ivy or could also
Yeah,
not.
especially
But I
since
see
Poison
I like
Ivy's.
that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, especially since
Oh no, my bad.
Ivy's origins is science.
Yeah, she's
So,
just a
yeah.
big old dork beforehand.
Yeah, so she's
Yeah,
supposed to
I
be
like-
awkward. So that would
Yeah,
work. It would
I
count.
like
I
that
think
casting,
Sadie has
yeah.
made a good choice.
That is a good choice.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm with Sadie on that. That's
Yeah.
a really fucking good choice.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
round table casting. And we'll keep it to, or actually no, I'll round table it, and you guys pick out a female comic book character, and who you'd like to cast it as them. They could even be recently cast. So Sadie, I'm giving you another pick. Is there another comic book character you'd always have liked to see, your favorite actress or any actress you'd have liked to see play?
I can't think of any, but the backstory to all this stuff is stuff that I've only been learning about in the past couple years. So, like, honestly, like, the ones I already like have already been done, so I don't really know.
But okay, pick ones that have already been done that you think would do a good job, and why you think they do a good job.
You might have to give me a minute on that one.
Okay, Ethel, can I try you with that question? Who would you like
You
to-
could try, but I'm never good at this game, so we'll go for it. We'll go.
Okay, if you were to cast your favorite comic book character, female comic book character, which actress would you pick and why?
Well, a while back, like before they had, the big name change and they had all the movies, I was really big into Miss Marvel, and I would have probably picked Jerry Ryan for that role, but that's just me.
Oh, nice. That would have been cool. I was actually thinking Katie Sackhoff.
Oh,
But yeah, no, Jerry Ryan would have fucking slayed it. Mark, any female comic book character that you'd like to see brought to the big screen and who you'd cast? Mark? I think he's frozen.
Maybe, yeah.
Hola.
Mark.
Here,
Mark
I'll-
calling
I'll-
Mark. Mark calling Mark.
Mark, if he can hear you, I'm gonna kick you out and then come back in again.
Oh,
And if he can, sure, he can come back in. Second, Trenchy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Character casting. I always thought Charlize Theron would make a badass Mystique. She would need a stunt double, but I think she could own that shit. I mean,
I agree.
I think she could pull it off.
I always saw her actually more as Emma Frost. Should have made a cool Emma Frost.
Oh, she could own Emma Frost too. I agree with that for sure.
Deke,
I just want a good Mystique again because I really did not like Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique, to be honest.
Mhm.
yeah, she was just Jennifer Lawrence. It's just Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Who changed.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Jennifer Lawrence's acting. No offense to her, she's probably a brilliant woman in real life, but it's just I'm not a fan of her acting.
Deke.
Probably gonna sound weird, but Rena Haddiston as Jubilee.
Who?
Ooh.
Who's Rena Haddiston?
Let me Google it for you so I can give you some of her top movies or things that she's been in.
get the IMDb on that one.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Mark is back. While you're doing that, Mark, can you hear us now? You're back. Mark, if you could cast the comic book female comic book character, who would you cast as what character and why? Mark?
Oh no. Oh.
Mark,
Oh,
Mark.
shit.
hello.
Mark?
I'm here.
He's
Can you hear
hypnotized.
us?
Mark?
He's been absorbed by the couch.
Oh, no.
Christ.
Yes.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah.
Okay, we heard him. Mark, if you could cast a comic book character, female comic book character, what character and who would you cast and why?
Even though she's older, I would cast Eliza Dushku from True Lies, and I would make her the new Batgirl.
Okay.
I can see that.
I
Sort
have
of
an
spun-
anti-
I always saw Eliza Dushku actually doing an older version of X-23.
Oh,
That could work,
work.
too.
You
But,
got the
I
attitude.
could probably put that off.
Or
And
even,
maybe,
I could see Summer Glau doing an older X-23 as well.
Rena Hardesty, where you might know her from, is The Flash, where she plays the Weather Witch.
Is that one of the newer characters? Like, is that like season 5, season 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that far. Like, I started season 4, but I didn't get that far.
Summer
Okay.
wouldn't have been a
Um,
Jubilee. Just thinking. Just bouncing off a trench in there. I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
bouncing off. Summer Glau. She wouldn't be a bad
oh
Jubilee.
yeah. She has
Two gentlemen.
a pixie kind of face. I know she's playing Darcy, but I would love to see Kat Dennings as, I don't know if you guys have read it, as Casey Hack. Have any read Hack Slash?
Ah.
Hack Slash.
No.
Yes. I like Hack Slash.
Sadie, have you read Hack Slash?
I have not, but I know of it.
Sadie, have you thought up any character you'd like to see kind of brought to live action?
No, I'm still trying to figure out who that wrestler chick is that was in the Expendables that I hope to God they never let be the She-Hulk.
Ronda Rousey?
Yes, Ronda Rousey. Thank you. Oh my God.
Oh dear God, no.
They've cast She-Hulk already. It's a Puerto Rican actress.
Hmm.
Ooh, that might be interesting. Is she big though? Is she like? Is she statuette?
She's chunky. She's chunky.
Like, okay, so she's got to be. She's got to be. You know, next
She's
shit
gotta
house.
be built. Yeah.
Who's playing?
But
Yeah. She might
any other questions? Thoughts, guys?
Titania Masley.
I always thought Lizzie Kaplan would own Zatanna. I know I'm like the only one that thinks that, but I think she would own that shit.
No, for Zatanna,
Let me
has to be Ava Green. Ava Green is Zatanna.
Maybe. I can
Let me fill in on something right now.
One Mark.
HBO into a Zatanna live action series.
Mark.
They're writing the sport now. What I'm saying that they're a HBO Max series for Zatanna.
Oh, there is?
There's going to be.
It's
Have they
in the works.
decided who they're going to cast?
No, I just barely found out about it a few days ago.
Oh shit,
But
that's awesome.
HBO Max is Gotham B. Get Batman when it's to the theater. Batgirl is also being HBO Max.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
about another week, you get Zack Snyder's,
Sure, fucking. What's his name? Whedon was supposed to be doing a Batgirl, the Batgirl of Burnside movie for the Snyderverse until it turned out he was a fucking absolute fucking sex fiend.
yeah, I don't see him getting his hands
I'm shocked
anymore.
by that though. The guy who made Buffy is like, yeah, I like women a lot. It's like,
It's kind of a shame that happened with him, isn't it?
yeah,
was
because he
definitely
was like,
disappointed.
he a lot of his characters, he's kind of like empowered women, like
Mhm.
Inara and Buffy and Dollhouse. Sorry, Trench?
I was gonna say like Faith, River, all of
Yeah,
them.
so many good ones.
Michelle Trachtenberg,
Dawn.
who played Dawn, wasn't allowed to be in a room alone with him.
Ugh. Ugh. That's so creepy.
Didn't want to get the bad touch.
That's not right. That's not right.
Yeah, there were a lot of restrictions on Josh Whedon that, in retrospect, says a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Such as he wasn't allowed to be in a room alone with a female actress for extended periods of time.
It's weird
Yeah,
because
that
if
was-
they knew that
that
with
was-
him, how come there weren't
that
more
was
people that were
Michelle
treated that way?
That was the one who played Dawn because she was underage.
Yeah.
Not that the age fucking mattered, but still.
Protect
You
children,
should-
I guess, at least.
Why should that even be a clause? Like, why are you even thinking those spots to a younger woman or any woman? Like, I get it, women are beautiful and shit, but there's boundaries. You don't just go around doing nasty shit, especially to a child. Like, that's
But
fucked up.
but it does explain one thing about every single show he's ever produced. It explains
it.
why every single female character has to, the lead at least, has to be bound in skin-tight clothes at all times. They have to be form-fitting.
Well, that's
Yeah,
just
you're right.
Hollywood. That's just Hollywood. Like, you could
Well, it
say
may
that
just
about
be
it.
Hollywood. It may just be Hollywood, but you can just imagine Josh Whedon going up to every single actress going, okay, let's see if this is tight enough.
I think the first clue that something was up with him was he kept going up to every actress and saying, "Hey, let me show you my Firefly."
Yeah.
Oh.
Fun.
Well,
Christ.
it's one of those things you have to try and separate the art from the artist. Sometimes that's easier said than done, but when it comes to Josh Whedon, yeah, it's easier because he's always been a bit of a hypocritical dick.
I love all. I don't like what he did, but I still like Firefly. I still like Buffy. I still like the Avengers. Justice League was a dud, but
Yeah,
The Dollhouse
Yeah.
was good.
yeah,
I
I'll still
really
watch
did
his,
Dollhouse.
yeah, I'll still watch his stuff. It's just
Sadie, had you any favorite Joss Whedon show before it turned out he was an absolute fucking pest?
He's part of me growing up and being the weirdo that I am is the thing. It's kind of one of those things
Yeah.
where you're like,
he kind of stabbed us not only in the childhood, but stabbed us in nostalgia.
yeah.
But most of them do. Butch Hartman's a creep, and he created my childhood. Like most of them are. Most of the people that develop the stuff we like as a child turn out to be weirdos. I know this.
Yeah, just look at Ralph
Yeah.
Harris. He was a staple growing up in England, and now it's kind of like, I'm so glad my school never got invited to anything he did.
Bill Cosby. Bill fucking Cosby.
Yeah,
like,
right. Exactly. That kind of caught me off guard too, because like he was like the sweet dad.
with the abuse of the taking the ladies' tops off while
Dude, have you guys ever seen the episode of The Cosby Show where he makes his special barbecue sauce that gets everybody all horny? Like, that's so creepy.
Oh no! I'm gonna make the sauce and the ladies are gonna fall asleep and I'm gonna be yeah, it's a barbecue now!
Get the pudding.
Wait, I kind of want to watch that episode now. I didn't know that existed.
It's so weird.
With the barbecue
Barbecue
sauce!
sauce, bouncy bed, quiet time.
I think what you do.
Feeds it to like his kids' girlfriends and shit, and it's like he's helping them out. Like the whole premise is just weird.
I think the thing that you have to do nowadays is you just take that asterisk and you just place it next to their name and you enjoy the content, but you
gotta separate the art from the artist, or again, I love Lovecraft. I love H.P. Lovecraft, but he was a roaring fucking racist. He was like,
Yeah, I love his stuff, but the reason I can endorse his stuff and read his stuff and enjoy his stuff is because he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
When it comes to Josh Whedon and everything that's come out, it makes me sit there and go, my problem with Jeepers Creepers is now insignificant in comparison to that. So it's making me question my stance on how I separate art from the artist.
Honestly, the stuff with Lovecraft made total sense. Once you found out how he was like a raging racist, it made how he viewed the world make more sense.
Yeah,
you're not talking about aliens and shit. You're talking about other races.
like when he says the savage forgotten horde, he's not talking about fucking creatures from an elder world. He's talking about immigration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He loves that.
I love the fact Robert E. Howard stopped him from being beaten to death in a bar. I love that story.
But yeah, the thankful thing is with Lovecraft, luckily he's dead. His family doesn't profit for anything he does. It's all in the public domain. We can all have fun with it.
Well, his family didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, no, true. But his family
Actually, Deacon did. His family do profit.
Oh, well, bugger.
That's why
Maybe
the newer Evil Dead, they can't use the term Necronomicon. They can't use the term Necronomicon anymore.
Well, as I said, it's getting more complicated nowadays, isn't it? To separate art from the artist.
I just think people need a bit of dose of common sense. Like, fucking like what you like, and try if you can to keep your politics out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, go ahead, Trench.
No, I just literally just lost what I was gonna say. Not because of you. It just kind of went away. So you could go ahead while I tried to think about it.
Well, I hope I didn't have anything to do with it. But
no, it wasn't you. I just literally was about to say something before you said something, but I literally lost it before you even said anything. Like,
oh, okay. Well, hopefully it comes back. But what I was going to say was, oh no, I lost it. No. What I was going to say. That's the trouble with entertainment nowadays, is the politics is closer and closer and closer to what you're trying to watch, and it makes it tough for the viewer to enjoy anything or have any escape from the troubles of our modern world.
That's what kind of nerdism or fandom is, escapism. And when the real world starts leaking into it, your escape is fucked. Like,
but the thing is, there's always been like some politically things, but like X-Men's always been an allegory for
I'm not saying.
No.
I'm not saying don't have kind of a message in your storylines and stuff. But when people are saying, "Oh, don't read this," or "Don't follow that," or "Don't watch this actor," because of their political standpoint or something. Like, I'm still going to watch fucking The Mandalorian. I'm still getting the cartoon action figure. Like, Gina Carino or whatever her name is, Carano. Fuck it, she can have her opinion, have it or not. I think it was a silly opinion. I don't know if it was necessarily right to fire her from a show for having it. You should be allowed to have an opinion, regardless of stupid or not.
I heard what she said, and I think what they're labeling her as is very extreme and unnecessary. Yes, was it kind of a messed up comment? Yes, but I don't think it was a horrible comment, and I don't think she should be labeled a you know what because of it.
It was. I'm gonna be dead honest. She was a dumbass on Twitter. People get on Twitter. They're like, oh fuck it, I'll just throw something up. Like I'm not justifying what she said, but I don't think she should have gotten a fucking shaft that she did either. Like apparently they're not releasing the Mandalorian books because they want to write the character out.
Oh my god!
Yeah, per se, because that is her opinion, and you are
history.
It's unfortunate it's like that, you know, because I mean, you could take any regular person, anyone in this room, anyone watching, and you could go through their entire timeline of anything they say on social media, and you could pick and choose and find fault, and you could demonize that person and cost them everything. You know,
I'm fairly sure we could go around to all of us, and maybe at one stage or another, we've put something out on the internet, or we've said something like in the heat of a moment, or said something stupidly, and like it's a mistake, but there's no maliciousness meant by it. You know,
I've been canceled many a time by today's.
Yeah.
I suppose the best way to put my personal stance is.
Sorry, Mark.
She is entitled to her
opinion.
Yeah. When it comes to my personal stance is everyone's entitled to their opinion. Freedom of speech and everything. As long as you're not saying kill this person.
Genie, Mark, poor Mark.
Yeah, Mark's internet is really, really fucking him up tonight.
It's like he's trapped in the what's the mirror that's the Zod is trapped in the Phantom Zone.
Oh, the Phantom Dimension.
In the Phantom Zone. I want to adjust the rabbit ears so he comes in better. It's a horrible throwback.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh God, no! That looks so bad. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get the tin foil. Someone get the tin foil. Put it on me.
Mark had frozen an image that looked like you were halfway through busting a nut.
It could have been half through it. It looked like he was just about to shoot.
Oh God. Cancel Mark the bastards.
No.
Now live on Trash Channel, Mark masturbates.
Hey, I only have the best.
High class channel, folks.
Mark,
That's okay.
coming in the theater near you. Nah.
I love you guys.
We love you too, Trinity. Hey, I don't know, you probably already know this. I know Deacon said it to you already, but we're delighted to have you back, and we're delighted you're okay as well, by the way, Sadie.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm so glad that I'm finally getting better, because that was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine.
It feels like I was gone for like a year in internet time.
Yeah. Imagine it's exactly how I felt where after I'd take my time off for sickness. It's like, Jesus Christ, it feels like I haven't chatted to anyone for a year. Where is everyone? But you have my deepest sympathies. I mean, you were definitely in a tired way. You needed to rest and look after yourself. But we missed you. We love you and we missed you. You compliment all of us so nicely.
Back and refreshed and better than ever.
More purple.
Yes.
More purple.
She's even got bounce back in her hair.
I love that Pantene.
All right. Deacon, Sadie, on the count of one, I want you to shake your head if you can. If you
Okay.
can, Sadie, and see who has the most lustrous flowing hair, okay? So counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shake it up. Go for it.
And they're off.
That's about as good as it's gonna get.
Sadie wins. Oh no, we got a bit of movement to the back. But I think it goes to Sadie. Who do you think, Ethel? Who's got more volume here?
I'm Sadie. It was doing the wavy thing a second ago. It's trying for Deacon, but it's not. It's his camera's not doing it for him. He's clipping.
Oh no, it's where Sadie's got the freshly shampooed hair, and I have hair that is long and greasy, so it sticks to me.
Sadie, I meant to ask you about a Twitch streamer by the name of Code Minx or Minx Code. She's fairly popular at the moment. She
Miko?
pulls pranks. Huh?
Are you talking about Code Miko?
Yes,
Minx?
that's it.
Okay, yeah, dude, Miko's great. She has an amazing setup.
She's got like a suit, and she tricked some guy into like she came on chatting to a guy, and she like changed her avatar. It's like guys, it's like what a full body suit of what Sadie and Deacon have, but like she was chatting to a guy who was flirting with her, and then she's realized that I think the guy's girlfriend was there, so she changed her avatar suit into that of a sexy nun.
Yeah.
It was fucking brilliant.
She's got so many skins she can change into. She's got one that makes her look like a big buff version of herself, which is hilarious. There's one that chat helped her make, which basically just stretched out her neck and makes her look like a dick and balls. It's pretty hilarious. Like, she's really got the interaction going.
You might have to drop the link in Discord at some point so I can.
Sadie, have you seen the one where she stands back and takes off the suit while the avatar is still active? So it just looks like this person's skin is folding in on itself.
No, I have not seen that.
It's brilliant. She just stands back and takes off the suit, so the arm is like going all floppy, and because the computer's still picking up the avatar of the suit. Brilliant.
But yeah, she's got like a full mocap suit, and because she is the technician that does all the stuff for her avatar, like she's real good with computers. She's got it so that way if she puts her actual phone in front of the camera knows that that's her phone and will show this like the viewers whatever's on her phone, which is just so technologically crazy to me.
Yeah, she seems very funny and down to earth. She also seems to enjoy when like fucking really kind of her really kind of more enthusiastic male fans send her like fucking dildos and shit.
Yeah. I mean, you either got to go with it or you got to fight it, and fighting it's too hard, I think.
Yeah, she's funny though.
Yeah.
You're high?
I've just realised how high I am.
Why? What happened?
I got a new air pipe. Bong.
Oh. These guys got me retarded high yesterday.
I had my first. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. That shit hit hard. I can tell.
Dude. Yeah.
Quick, everybody, let's start hunting fish.
But yeah, we got Wabby really off the rail yesterday. It was fun.
Well, I pretty much took a 2-week tolerance break, and then I have a channel points thing where they can make me, take a hit, and then they gave me a bunch in a row, and all of a sudden I'm like, you guys, I haven't been stoned for like 2 weeks. Like, you gotta stop. You're gonna knock me out.
Yeah, we got her to have 4 hits in a row.
I slept like a baby last night. That is for sure.
How are you actually feeling today? Yesterday you were saying you were 80%. How are you feeling?
I think I'm up to 85. I feel less woozy. It's really weird waking up every morning and feeling like you're drunk, and I'm waiting for that to go away.
Yeah, I hope it gets better soon.
Well, I'm not constantly sweating and sleeping fucking 16 hours a day, so I'm definitely making progress.
Yay. That's good.
Just catch up in the chat. Foolman 1973 said I did a review of a movie called The Farm that was like that. It could have been so much better if the movie hadn't gone so agenda heavy. And John Steele says I've already washed my hair with essential essences. You've polished your hair, John, with essential essences. I can't pronounce essence. Fuck!
We found the word the Irish can't say.
Essences.
Essences.
SNL. Fucking.
Essence fry. Essence.
Head fucking poo. Head and fucking shoulders. Okay.
So you get the urge.
You have the essence of a man. Do-do-do. You have the essence of a Stan. Do-do-do. You have the essence of a potato-loving geezer.
I'm going to wrap stuff up in 20 minutes, but I'm going to keep the back room open for a while because I miss chatting to you, sexy bastards. But what was it? Anyone want to plug anything while they're here? Ethel, is it next Friday is Driller Killer?
Yeah, it's now this Friday, the 19th, because last Friday it was off. So this Friday, Driller Killer. Gonna have John Steele on the show. Gonna have Art on the show. Probably, most likely, gonna have one Corey, Mr. Gore, on the show. Gonna have the French Man right over here on the show, and yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Is there one more space left? Because I said I told Nightwatch I'd take a break. So do you mind if I jump on?
Yeah,
come right in.
By the sounds of it, there's one spot left, and it's all yours, Trash, because you are the one that keeps the streams are going.
That would wrap it nicely. Oh, and I want to say because of daylight savings time for you folks in the UK on your Greenwich Mean Time, it's going to be earlier. I already updated I did an update tweet earlier because I realized my last one the times are wrong because we're hour behind you guys or hour ahead of you guys now, or not ahead of you, but an hour ahead of where we were.
Yeah, instead of being at half midnight, it's now 11:30 our time.
11:30 your time.
Yeah.
Mark, have you any reviews or anything coming up, dude? Or are you waiting until you get your internet and electricity and stuff?
I'm gonna do a break one thing, my thoughts, what I liked, what I did.
Cool. And you had a video? Had you a video out there recently as well? I need to go back and check because did you have you had a video, a review and explaining why you were gone for a while. I know that. What else? Sadie, when are you? Oh, sorry, Mark. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying I still have electricity fixed.
Okay, cool.
Electricity still.
Pretty soon he will be He-Man. He will be screaming, "I have the power!"
While sticking his finger into an electric socket.
Now he's screaming, "I have no power!"
Well, Sadie, are you streaming any games or Paladins or?
I am making up for lost time, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing D&D and probably some other stuff, and then I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday, and then I'll be probably streaming before I come to hang out with you on Wednesday, and then I got to go back to work.
Awesome.
Deke, have you any videos in the pipeline or anything, or are you still kind of keeping it on the lowdown for the meantime?
The best way to put it is I should hopefully have about 4 things ready by the end of the month.
Is that including Art Lab for Alien Day?
Yep, including 3 versions for you, the collab, so you get to pick and mix.
Okay, cool beans. Trench Broom, what about yourself? Have you any reviews or handouts or anything coming up or anything planned?
Not, I don't know. Reviews are up in the air, but we do got the King Kong versus Godzilla stream watch along coming on the 27th. I only have one person who's a definite, but I know you and Ethel and Mark wanted it on there, right? So I
Yeah,
can save you
definitely.
guys.
Dude, if you're gonna do something like that, I'd love to join because I can give you the biology of what a lizard and an ape would be like fighting each other.
Yeah, we're doing the original and it's on YouTube. So yeah, it'll be me, Marty, Ethel, Night Watch, Deacon, and then I got one more spot for whoever wants it.
I'll definitely jump onto that anyway.
Neat.
So yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll save you guys a spot. Yeah.
It should be good crack. Wednesday, just to reiterate, I'm going to be watching Grabbers, a staple Irish classic, and I'm going to be getting myself a couple of slabs of cider, maybe a bottle of Southern Comfort. I don't want to drink Guinness, but I'll put up a poll saying if people want to see me drink a fucking glass
Dude, don't punish yourself with Guinness.
Come here. Look, if someone wants to see me drink a glass of black laxative, I'll do it. I'll do it.
It's not a black laxative. It's fucking liquid bread.
Dude,
It's good for
when I
you.
drink it, Deacon, it comes out as fucking porridge. That's all I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna get scalded, and I might Irish myself up. I might fucking get an old peak cap and some other fucking garments, and go a bit fucking. I might pull a bit fucking dialect from my grandfather.
Ooh, make sure you get a horseshoe that you can kiss every once in a while.
That's actually Welsh. I found that out. The fucking the amount of shit we steal off the fucking Welsh is amazing. If it ain't their saints, it's their fucking traditions.
Yeah, pretty much. But then again, England stole everything off you, so
Yeah,
it works.
It's a long cycle of stealing.
There's
It's an
synergy
Ouroboros of culture.
yeah, because it gets weird because then Wales steal stuff off of us, and then you steal stuff off of Wales, and then we steal stuff off of you. It's just an endless circle. The only people that don't get involved is Scotland, and that's because they choose not to.
Yeah, they're dangerous. Don't take it from Fun Sponge. Don't go into Scotland unless you're drunk.
Oh, you can go to Scotland. You can enjoy yourself. Just don't go to Glasgow late at night and declare that you support a football team. That's a good way of making sure you get enemies.
Like, when someone gets stabbed with a wham bar, Deacon, you know what I'm talking about here. You know things are in trouble.
That reminds me, here's something for you. It was in the odd news that I've been reading during the week. A man in Jamaica gave someone a Chelsea smile with a frozen, broken dime bar.
Of course, a fucking dime bar. Hey, basically, it's a flat, toffee-like bar with kind of caramel on the inside. But if you that and a topper bar or a fucking desperate Dan bar, if you bite it at the angle, you've got the perfect shank. It's that narrow, you can actually stab someone in the throat with it.
And it's quite solid. I mean, if you freeze it, you actually need to get a hammer to break it. And
I remember saying to my friend, if I was ever sent to prison, send me in some wham bars so I could defend myself.
Yeah, wham or dimes, because those, Jesus Christ, the caramel on the inside, it's not soft. It's like concrete hard toffee. Yeah,
it's like holding a really narrow piece of ceramic, and if you bite it into the angle, you got a really fucking dangerous.
Yeah, but it turns out someone in Jamaica froze one and actually used it to attack someone and caused a Chelsea smile. Yeah, that's where they cut the ends of your mouth up into your jawbone.
My favorite.
Joker.
My favorite English term for an English assault is a dandruff salad. I love a dandruff salad. It's where you headbutt someone. You just throw them a fucking belter of a fucking headbutt. That's called the dandruff salad.
Also known as
Okay.
the Glasgow kiss.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. Trying to think. Any kind of fun terms for Irish aren't as imaginative with we're imaginative with insults, but not actual physical injury. We'll just blow your fucking kneecaps off, or fucking I don't know, hit you with a car or set you on fire or something.
Are we talking
Blow up the
worst
post office.
injuries you could sustain in the world, or worst punishments in history, or worst stunts gone wrong resulting in major injury? There's loads of categories.
Did you, Deacon? I'm guessing you're like me in that you probably have an updated copy of the Darwin Awards book.
I don't so much read the books. I watch the Darwin Awards being given out each year.
Do they actually give them? How can they give them out? Like
They
to a
give
family member or just?
yeah they give them out to family
posthumously?
members. Yeah, they give them out to family
But your
members.
your family member would have to be a major cunt.
You have to write in and say that you will accept the award. Otherwise, it gets put on a shelf in the building that they own with your name and picture above it.
Like I seen one before with like these two farmers in the Czech Republic who got drunk off moonshine, and one guy took a chainsaw and was like, "Hey Boris, check this out," and his friend Sergey's like, "Hey, check this out." Fucking idiots, boy. Or the guys who tried to break into the Metallica concert, not realizing there was a 15-foot drop at the wall on the other side of the barrier.
Jesus.
One of the most recent Darwin Awards. It was given to, believe it or not, a Florida man. Who would guess?
Florida man.
But he decided to get absolutely drunk, oil himself up with baby oil, and go out and wrestle an alligator.
What? Why? Okay. Why hasn't there been a movie called Florida Man, and you just take all of these cases of what happens in Florida and just make it happen with one dude?
That
And
needs to
him
be a
just-
game. I would play that.
He's just trying to
favorite-
survive his stupidity.
There's actually a YouTube channel. I don't know if it still exists because I know they were getting fucked with a lot. But all they did was read out Florida Man and Florida Woman.
Oh
news
yeah,
articles.
I seen that one. There is a funny Darwin Award in Houston, Texas, where a guy, an avid gun collector, he left his gun case in to get repaired, and what he used to do with the shotgun cartridges when the thing was full would be he'd leave them into the oven, and he wouldn't tell his wife. And the cops arrived, and it looked like someone had set off a massive explosive, killing. There was bits of the couple everywhere. There was bits of the masonry from the house was missing. So the guy had left 8 boxes of shotgun shells into the oven without telling his wife, and she preheated it to make a fucking cake or a roast. And you can guess what happened.
Kaboom, boom,
What?
boom.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. You know the baby gender reveal parties that you can get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You usually end up burning down half a fucking
no,
state.
this one's worse. This one's worse because not only did they burn down half the state, it turns out when they constructed the thing, they accidentally made it into a pipe bomb.
Oh God.
So when it went off, it caused massive injury to everyone in the participants, nearly killing the mother-to-be, but killed the mothers-to-be's mother.
That was the plan all along.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
Have you
Yeah,
seen the one where they put the one they put too much gun cotton into a fucking cannon for the trials reveal?
Oh yeah, and Jesus
Oh.
Christ, it's nothing but a 30-foot long flamethrower.
Yeah.
The one with the alligator, like this guy had like this balloon, with the fucking smoke in it, and he was like trying to like get the alligator to like bite down on it to break it. Like,
What a gender reveal using an alligator?
yeah, there's a gender reveal where the guy has an alligator.
Yeah, Trash, you'd be surprised. There are videos out there of people skydiving and then producing smoke to reveal the gender of their child. There have been incidences where people have done this and taken the wrong backpack with them.
Oh God.
So, yeah, you see the smoke and then you hear a thud.
I'm sorry,
Whatever
that's not
happened-
funny. But it kind of is.
I tell you,
Curtain free.
Yeah, exactly.
And John Still's just in the chat going, "This planet is so fucked."
I like that would never fly in Ireland. Like instead of a gender reveal, the fucking my dad would be the first question wouldn't be asked to gender. It's like, is it mine? Are you sure it's mine? Are you doubly sure it's mine? You'd have to have a paternity reveal. That would be it. No, it's not yours. Yes.
So
Maury
That would be
all
a
over
constant
again.
celebration.
But yeah, the last major gender reveal party in the United States that made news was the one where the grandma got killed. They ended up burning down half the state, dehoming 200 people, injuring 50, killing a further 27. I mean,
What
Jesus
is
Did the grandma
Christ.
get
They welcome in a new life by fucking eradicating a bunch of others.
Yeah, gotta keep the balance.
One word will explain the whole situation. California.
One thing would explain the whole situation: lack of fucking common sense.
Come here. This is like I'm not even going to say it's the United States or anything like that. This is happening all over the world. Fucking
it's
the
happened in
fire challenge.
Australia.
The fire challenge, the Shiggy challenge, where you jump out of your car and record yourself as you're doing it. Where you have to set
Wait,
yourself
what?
on. What? You
Yeah,
never heard
no.
about the Shiggy challenge?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like someone else
uh,
drives the car, and while they're driving, you just jump.
No.
To sum it up, it is a car, two people, one person in the passenger seat, one person in the driver's seat. The person in the passenger seat is recording. The person in the driver's seat slows down a little bit, opens up their car door, climbs
jumps
out,
out.
and does a dance to keep up with the fucking car.
What?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's up there. Like again, I'm not trying to be the dickhead who goes, it's the next generation. Like in one way, it's great that they're all fucking, PC and they're trying to make the world a better place. But their common sense seems to be gone out the fucking wall. I mean,
Marty.
it's
Copy
like,
that,
yeah,
dickhead.
good, get the struggle, help people. Also, eat some fucking Tide Pods. It's like, where are your
Can I
fucking
say something?
priorities?
Can I say something? Being a
In
Gen
their
Zer
defense-
myself, I would like to say that you are completely right, sir. My generation are fucking dumbasses and need to stop trying to ruin films and movies and need to learn not to eat fucking Tide Pods and maybe don't climb up on high fucking electric equipment to take fucking selfies and to shut the fuck up.
Oh, I mean, come on.
And I'm a
Did you
Gen Zer, so I
guys?
can do that. Fuck them.
I mean, did you guys hear about
I love
the pain tolerance challenge that happened a few years ago? That ended in tragedy. Basically, the idea was the guy who could take the most punishment to the testicles without wincing or crying won. They slowly escalated in a party, going from kicking to smashing all the way to severing someone's
Ooh.
testicles.
Ooh.
And this was
See,
all
this-
just for a
Right,
trend. a challenge.
Charles Darwin is literally in his casket doing fucking tumbles. He's not turning in his grave. He's doing fucking cartwheels. That's what he's fucking doing. He's like, no, fuck it, the species. No, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah, just imagine
you-
a party of basically 17 people, 7 guys, 10 girls. This challenge, and the guy who got off the best was the one who still had a full testicle remaining at the end.
They
have
did
you guys
debunk the guy cutting off his own dick for that, though. That apparently was fake.
There's a channel called King Reptar, which my brother loves, and all it is like these 20-year-olds who buy weapons off of eBay and shit, and like blow shit up and put themselves in moral peril for money, like for views.
Yeah.
Like they literally,
modern
the dude caught
jackass.
himself on fire because he blew something up and caught himself on fire. Came out of the hospital and was still doing the stupid shit. Like,
Guys, maybe it is evolution. Maybe it's like natural selection going,
Yeah.
this species
kinda
is
like-
really damaging the planet. We're going to drop them maybe 3/4 of the brain
It's
cells.
evolution. or it's evolution.
It's kind of like watching the videos of the parkours that are doing it on the edge of buildings that are 60 foot up. It's kind of like, yeah, it's impressive, yes, but I've seen too many videos where they've just missed the edge, and 50-50, they're either going to land on the roof or land on the floor.
or that dumbass that like was climbing Trump Tower with the suction cubes.
Yeah.
Guys, with that, I'm going to wrap things up, but I just want to say a big thanks to the soulless trenchcoat, the sexy bastard who women can't get enough of, the deviant and devilish Deacon Munster, the absolutely sexy Mexican, the Sexican, Mark Monsters.
Ole.
The Sexican Mexican.
The always awesome Wabanashi, aka Sadie, and the always gorgeous and radiant Ethel Cross, and a big shout out to Antro, who had to depart earlier. And big thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to John Steele. Thanks to Full Moon. Thanks to poor Sash is after arriving in. Thanks to John Steele. Thanks to Brad. Thanks to Fun Sponge. Thanks to everyone. And yeah, I will see you Wednesday for a special St. Patrick's Day episode where I will get absolutely locked and watch one of the few good horror movies that came out of this country. So yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.
Safe
Adios.
crossing.